The following is a presentation of Saginaw Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
It's another great night for some Saginaw Spirit hockey, and the countdown has begun as the Spirit travel to Kitchener once again to face off against the Rangers. Good evening, everybody. Jonathan Dent here in the Stormmaster Exteriors studios. Dylan Clark is standing by in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, and we'll head over there soon. But before that, Saginaw is looking to right the ship a little bit heading into this matchup. It was a tough weekend at home last week, beginning with a loss to Flint on Thursday, but a stellar performance against the top team in the West, the Windsor Spitfires, Saturday. A hat trick from overager Nick Sema, supported by goals from the Spirit's top scorer Nikita Klepov and Jacob Cloutier finding the score sheet as well. Sunday was a different story as the still undefeated in regulation Brantford Bulldogs visited the Dow, started things off with back-to-back goals before early in the second when a slick passing play from Jones to Barabanov to Klepov saw the Florida man wait until the last second before shoveling the puck in on the backhand.
Barabanov up the boards, Graydon Jones. Now Barabanov again, back in front. Here's a chance. Klepov waiting, backhands, and he scores! Klepov outweights Leanders, and the backhander gets the Spirit on the board. It's 2-1.
The Bulldogs surged after that. 3 straight power play goals and another one even strength, all within 10 minutes. The penalty stopped there, and Saginaw put on the pressure in the third with some good chances. Levi Harper found the back of the net just over halfway through the period when Igor Barabanov let a charge in along the left side, dished to Klepov in the slot, then a nice behind-the-back pass put the puck on Harper's stick for his 6th of the season.
And fire this back around. This is O'Brien off the wall looking for Testa. Broken up nicely by Barabanov. We'll see if an NHL team calls his name coming up this June. Nice giveaway in front. They score! Levi Harper off the spinning pass from Klepov. Saginaw's back on the board. And they get 6-2 with 9.5 left.
That proved to be the last goal of the night, and Brantford added another tally to an impressive start to the year. The Spirit have had nearly a week to dust themselves off, and tonight they'll travel to Kitchener Memorial Auditorium for already the second and final time of the season, visiting the Rangers. Last time these teams met was October 11th when the Rangers took a 3-1 victory on home ice. It was Levi Harper who scored for Saginaw in the third period while on the power play, and the Spirit will need to improve on that performance if they want to come away with 2 important points here this evening. The Rangers are riding a nice streak, 3 straight wins, back-to-back shutouts from their goaltenders, Christian Kirsch on Friday, Jason Schabel on Saturday. Kirsch gets the nod here tonight. They currently sit third in the Western Conference with an 11-3-2-0 record to Saginaw's 6-6-3-2. That defense and goaltending has been a huge factor for the Rangers this season. They're 12th in the league in goals for, but they've only been scored on 52 times, the best in the OHL to this point in the season. We'll see how well it serves them against a hungry Saginaw team here tonight. There will be a special recognition here as the Rangers recognize their most successful head coach and general manager, Peter DeBoer, prior to puck drop. We'll have that for you a little bit later on. But before that, we'll hear from the Spirit's current and most successful head coach, Chris Lazary, in Coach's Corner when Saginaw Spirit Countdown to Face-Off returns on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at GarberCDJR.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh & Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh & Associates, retirement made clear.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner with the Spirit in Kitchener on this Friday night, joined by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And coach, 2 games against the top teams in the OHL last weekend, 2 different results. Just what were some of the bigger themes you pulled from those games, and what did you attack in practice this week?
Yeah, I think we're just really focused on our breakouts for sure right now. Obviously, our D-zone coverage as well, but we just feel like if we can get out cleaner, we're going to spend less time in our zone. We're going to create more opportunities. We got some bad numbers analytically, like when you rank us, whether it's an individual defenseman or as a team compared to the league, where we're just down on breakouts lower than we normally are. And I think that's causing a lot of issues for our team and a lot of chances against and pucks coming to the net, and spending more time in our zone, and then just sorting out D-zone reads. When you have a young team that I've coached minor hockey, when guys come out of minor hockey, like you don't have a ton of time to really dial in deep D-zone, and I think just little details that they're so unaware of that we're trying to work on and smooth it out needs to get better.
And, one of those defensemen, Graydon Jones, 9 points here in 17 games in his sophomore OHL season. As he's kind of added in a little bit more of the offensive end of things, just what's his progression been like here this season for you?
Yeah, good. He's trying to become a leader and take on that role and obviously grow on what he did last year. And he's had some really good moments, and there's some probably ones he went back to. But like overall, he's been a steady defenseman for us, and he's he was frustrated he never got drafted or invited to a camp, and he's playing like a player that's trying to prove he's worthy of that. And I think he's getting better. And, he's had some really good leadership moments too with a young group, and we're counting on guys like him. But he's done a lot of good stuff, and we need him to keep stringing good games together to give us a chance to win.
Nikita Klepov, ranked number 23 in Scott Wheeler's early prediction list for this year's NHL draft. It's a case of what you have here, but just how good is it to see kind of the outside hockey world reflecting the same thing and putting Klepov high as a first rounder?
Yeah, no, like you look at what he's projected to do, what he's done as a 17-year-old. Like he's 17 in this league, and he's had a really good start, and he needs to continue to work on his overall game and different things, and he knows that. But for people to see what we see, for sure, like in Wheels' list is pretty accurate a lot of the times. I know there's a lot of people with eyeballs on that pay attention to his list because he knows what he's talking about. For him to have Nikita that high over some pretty big names behind him is pretty impressive.
This Kitchener team, they've allowed a league fewest 38 goals on the season. When you see a team that's that committed and that structured defensively, what is it that's allowed them to be so successful in shutting down plays?
Goaltending. Like last year, they had great goaltending. This year, they have great goaltending. That kid, a Kirsch kid, there is phenomenal. Strobel. Pardon me for not pronouncing it correctly, but good goaltending. And then obviously they commit to that structure, but they get the saves when they need them, and they have for the last 2 years. But everyone will say like, well, but it's a teammate. It's part of being a good team is having a good goalie, and they have one. And then their structure, their commitment to block shots, they're in lanes, they track back hard, they play hard for each other. They remind me of our team a few years ago that they're trying to build towards hosting the Memorial Cup. And when you have that in the future, potentially, everybody's committed to being the best version of themselves because they want to make sure that they're developing on that path to getting to that tournament. Makes them a dangerous team.
And lastly, prior to the game, former Kitchener Ranger coach Pete DeBoer going to be honored on their level of legends. With everything he's done at this level in the NHL, we look at players in this league trying to develop and looking towards the NHL players. But from a coaching standpoint, what do you look at? What do you take from Pete DeBoer and the way that he's kind of run his hockey teams here over the years?
He's the gold standard when it comes to OHL coaches graduating to the next level. When I started coaching, he was one guy that I would try to emulate. You watch everything he does. You watch his teams. You study him. You look for anything you can about how he's talking about the game of hockey. Like it's Peter DeBoer. It's a big deal. For a lot of even our players are excited to see him in person. Like he's a big name. And he's a legend of this league. He's a legend in this community. I watched his Memorial Cup teams and what he did when they won in Quebec and when they hosted here in 08. Like special coach, deserves the recognition. It's going to be cool to be in the building.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary, Saginaw taking on the Kitchener Rangers. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
As the Saginaw Spirit move further into the month of November here in 2025, the schedule does not get any easier. They have no choice but to rise to the occasion, and the occasion tonight is a visit to the Kitchener Rangers here from the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. My name is Dylan Clark. So excited to bring you another game of Saginaw Spirit hockey. And across the way for the Kitchener Rangers, reinforcements are on the way. A challenging hockey game again for Saginaw. They've played the top teams in the Western Conference in the Windsor Spitfires. They played the top team in the Eastern Conference in the Brantford Bulldogs last weekend. Tonight, the Kitchener Rangers, 11 wins in 16 games on the season. They're the number 3 team in the West. And as we heard Chris Lazary talk about during Coach's Corner, the best defensive team in the OHL today. Just 38 goals against. That is far and away the fewest goals allowed by an OHL team this season. So Saginaw is going to have quite the battle on their hands. And it's gotten even more challenging as 3 Rangers will make their season debut. Carson Campbell on the blue line, acquired from the Sarnia Sting a couple of years ago in a trade. He is just 1 year removed from a 28-point campaign from the back end. That was third on the Ranger blue line last year. He gets added back into the mix. And then Luke Ellenis and Andrew Vermeulen just added back up front. Again, all 3 of these players coming back from off-season injuries. Ellenis, a 4th-round pick to the Ottawa Senators in 2024. He had 37 points in 50 games last year. So the forward and defensive cores for this Kitchener Rangers hockey team got considerably better, and it was already one of the top teams in the Western Conference coming into tonight's game. Chris Lazary also talked about the goaltenders, Jason Schaubel and Christian Kirsch. It will be Christian Kirsch's net tonight here for Kitchener, but both of those 2 goaltenders getting their first career OHL shutouts in Kitchener's last 2 games. They've won 5 straight. They got points in 6 straight, I should say. 5-0, 1-0 in their last 6 contests, and again, coming off of shutouts against Sudbury and Brampton. But for the Saginaw Spirit, they get back in the win column last Saturday against the Windsor Spitfires, and then things go a little bit differently against the Brantford Bulldogs the next night. The question is, which Saginaw team will come out tonight? That's all that matters right now for Chris Lazary and his group. We'll take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's game, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university in the Great Lakes Bay region. We mentioned Luke Ellenis. He starts out on the left side, acquired for a 4th-round pick back in the summer of 2023 from the Barrie Colts. 37 points in 50 games last year, like I mentioned. And their leading scorer, Christian Humphreys, a Colorado Avalanche 7th-round pick. He starts out at center, 21 points in his first 14 games this season. Andrew Vermeulen will join them on the wing as well. The Ranger captain, Cameron Reed, a Nashville Predators first-round pick on the blue line. He'll be joined by Carson Campbell, also making his season debut for the Kitchener Rangers. And across the way for Saginaw, still no Ryan Hanrahan. He and Team Canada White right now doing battle at the U17 World Challenge up in Nova Scotia. So Saginaw starts out with Nick Sema, just a couple of games removed from his first career hat trick. Igor Barabanov at center. Nikita Klepov, the OHL's Rookie of the Month for September and October on the right side. It'll be Xander Valeris and Levi Harper, the leading rookie defenseman in the OHL, 17 points in 17 games to start out on the blue line for the Saginaw Spirit. Second of 4 meetings between these two teams on the season. The Rangers came to Saginaw and beat the Spirit 3-1 back on October the 11th. Saginaw looking for a different result here on this November the 7th evening. Jonathan is ready for you with the out-of-town scoreboard back in the studio, and once that's all settled up, we'll bring you back in. Peter DeBoer being added to the Kitchener Rangers Level of Legends here tonight. We'll be back with that ceremony. But first, Jonathan, how's your out-of-town scores?
Thank you very much, Dylan. Out-of-town scores are presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Plenty of action around the OHL here tonight. The puck dropping in several of these games already. The Ottawa 67s visiting the Erie Otters tonight. The Flint Firebirds host the North Bay Battalion before the troops move up to Saginaw for tomorrow night's game. The Kingston Frontenacs are taking on the London Knights. In Oshawa, the Generals are hosting the Brantford Bulldogs. One of the closest matchups here in terms of the standings for the evening, the Brampton Steelheads versus the Sarnia Sting. The Steelheads right now in 17th, Sarnia in 18th overall, both of them tied at 13 points apiece. Brampton ahead just by a win. Points aren't all that restricted here this early in the season. Plenty yet to play, but that's one of the closest matchups that we're seeing here tonight. The Sudbury Wolves tonight hosting the Barrie Colts, and the Guelph Storm visit the Sioux Greyhounds. That's a look around the league brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, a special recognition for former Rangers coach Pete DeBoer right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers, blue side, scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. It'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
Always be around and have a lasting impact on the community and the team we cherish. Please pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. The Kitchener Rangers Hockey Club is proud to announce the launch of the Level of Legacy, a new initiative designed to immortalize the most impactful figures in team history. This program will recognize individuals whose contributions shaped championship teams, set league records, and left a generational mark on the organization. Tonight, the Kitchener Rangers are pleased to recognize our first honoree. Please join me in welcoming to center ice Peter DeBoer's special guests. The first ever joining us at center ice played a leadership role in contributing deeply to the organization. Michael Bower, member of the Kitchener Rangers from 1979 to 1982, and served as the director. Ted Starr, member of the Kitchener Rangers from 1968 to 1971, has served numerous times as the president of the Kitchener Rangers Board of Directors. Steve Bienkowski, member of the Kitchener Rangers from 1979 to 1981. Steve was the chief operating officer for the Rangers from 2002 to 2020. Steve Swatch, from 2001 welcome Sue and Abby DeBoer, Peter's wife and daughter. And our special guest, Peter DeBoer.
Thank you. Love you guys. I haven't been in this It's a rare opportunity to look back and spend time in the greatest hockey rink in North America with the greatest fans. I only get to do this once. I'm not going to do it normal like everyone else. I'm not going to thank a bunch of people. I thank a lot of people behind the scenes. The person I am going to thank is the players. We had a lot of players come through here that bled blue and red and white for you guys, and they did it because you guys showed up every Friday night at Ranger Nation. And they want to. What I am going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to relive the best moment of my hockey career, coaching career, 2003 Memorial Cup, Quebec City, Coliseum. The clock's ticking down, and the Ranger Nation absolutely took that building over with ole, 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 love you guys.
As we release that, we have removed for the American and our national anthem performed by J Street Public School.
Full house here inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, and lots to cheer about. Former head coach Peter DeBoer, honored for his contributions to Kitchener Ranger history. 2 OHL championships here, a Memorial Cup back in 2003, and lots of wins in front of these fans here at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. And the Rangers of today are under the leadership of UC Ahoka, still trying to pick up another win for DeBoer and for their fans. The Kitchener Rangers and the Saginaw Spirit on this Friday night. Saginaw 6-6-3-2, 8th in the Western Conference. Kitchener 11-3-2-0. Third best in the West right now, coming off back-to-back shutouts against Sudbury and Brampton. Peter DeBoer and his crew making their way back off the ice with a ceremonial jersey. And again, the level of legends just being unveiled for the Rangers. His name now hangs in the rafters here from the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. More on DeBoer and his history later. Your starting goaltenders for tonight's game, brought to you by NetSource One. Christian Kirsch, fresh off his first career shutout, 19 saves over the Sudbury Wolves just last weekend. He is up above the cream of the crop right now as far as OHL goaltenders go. 8-2 here in his young career. 4th-round pick by the San Jose Sharks in 2024. 1.99 goals against average. 3rd best in the OHL. 920 save percentage. 4th best. And again, those 8 wins. 2nd best in the Ontario Hockey League today. Fills up quite a bit of the net as well. Christian Kirsch down to our left, the Swiss goaltender to start things out here for the Rangers. And out of Samara, Russia, Stepan Shurigan for the 16th time here for the Saginaw Spirit. 5-5-2-2 on the year. 3.91 goals against average, 879 save percentage. He was pulled after 40 minutes against the Brantford Bulldogs last weekend. Looking to get back in the saddle, not so far removed from a 40 save performance against the Windsor Spitfires. He has played the second most minutes, 401 of them. Has the most saves with 843 here on the season. It's been Stepan Shurigan's net here in this year for Chris Lazary and for the Saginaw Spirit. Your officials tonight brought to you by WNEM TV5. Aaron Neely and Kyle Whiteman are the referees. Dan Kovacic and Matthew LeCavalier will work the lines. And Aaron Neely will drop the puck for our Delta College opening faceoff. Barabanov with Sima and Klepov for the Spirit. And the Rangers get Luke Ellis and Andrew Vermeulen back, centering them Christian Humphreys. And Saginaw moving right to left. Has this puck into the offensive zone here on this Friday night. Barabanov for Harper. A point shot. First save of the game made by the pads of Kirsch. Spirit in the traveling navy blues here with the red and white trim. Rangers have the inverse here on home ice in the first half of the season. Valeris over to Levi Harper. Stutter step at the top of the right face-off circle. The Rangers take that away. This will be Vermeulen to play this puck back out at center. Knocked down by Saginaw's Harper on the back end. Played off the wall, near side. It's Nick Sima back into the offensive end. Cross-ice pass off a Ranger skate. Barabanov in front. Waiting, throws it in front and cleaned out right on the doorstep. Was Levi Harper. Play going to continue as it drifts back out into the neutral zone. And then Jacob Pluche back on as the Spirit look for a line change. He gets run off by Luke Ellis, but he moved the puck. First line change of the hockey game coming up here for the Spirit. 52 seconds gone. No score and a pretty good scoring opportunity as Barabanov trying to find Harper. This is Kitchener to start back out in behind their own net. Alexander Balecki, left shot to stride back out at center. This is Tanner Lamb. Flipped it back past Saginaw's Carson Harmer. Jakob Kromiak in from the right wing corner. This back and behind the Spirit net. Dima Zhilkin looking for it there with Jacob Kluche on the far side boards. Now Harmer wanted to give him the go in the neutral zone. The Rangers say no. Saginaw's Josh Glavin from his own zone. Carson Harmer forced on the back pedal there. Romano's going to steal the Islander draft pick. Throws it back in front. A broken play reeled back in by Saginaw's Zhilkin. Leads the Spirit counterattack. Pass too far ahead of Jacob Kluche. Puck off the far side boards, and Carson Harmer taken into those far side boards by Luca Romano. Nearly 2 minutes gone. No score here in the first period from Kitchener. Jakob Kromiak over for Balecki, and this one flipped back in behind Stepan Shurigan. First man to it there. Graydon Jones flips for Blake Barnes. Jack Pridham takes Saginaw's Barnes into the boards. Neutral puck. Back in between the face-off dots of the Saginaw end. Carted back in by Sebastian Gervais. He blows a tire. Rangers take it back the other way. Graydon Jones pokes that one off the stick of Christian Humphreys. Leading scorer for these Kitchener Rangers with 21 points here in 14 games. Puck back out in the neutral zone. This is Gervais ducking down the left wing boards for Saginaw. Back into the offensive zone. But Schneider comes over to pick his pocket. Collision back in the corner. Puck moved up the wall by Kitchener. Moving down from the right point is Saginaw's Hayden Barch. One of 7 defensemen dressed tonight. 11 forwards for the Spirit. Miroslav Shatan back and behind the Ranger net. Takes a heavy check there from Max DiRiccolo. Miroslav Shatan pops back up, and this is Klepov back up the left point. Stolen here. Pridham 2-on-1. Back down the right side for the Rangers. Pridham in front, and he'll flip up and over the stick of Luke Ellenis. And Saginaw narrowly escapes that bit of danger. Top line back out for the Rangers. Xander Valeris will steal for Saginaw. Klepov trying to find Miroslav Shatan. He just pushes it back in and goes for a line change. 3 minutes gone in the first period. No score. Only shot on goal belongs to Saginaw in this game. Jakub Kromiak, the Ranger defenseman, fires it back around. A skipping puck hops over James Go in his own end. This will be chased down by Hayden Ellis of Kitchener. Matthias Stark back in behind the Saginaw goal. Puck off the boards. Reeled back in by Saginaw's Barabanov. And the outlet pass on the back end is picked up by Nikita Klepov. Glove down. Barabanov down the left side. Has a lane towards the net. Just poked away at the last second. Good defensive stick in front by the Rangers and Kirsch. The goaltender moves it out. Jakub Kromiak, the former Frontenac and the overage defenseman out of Slovakia. Back in behind his goaltender. And the outlet pass is picked up by Evan Hedrick. Back into the offensive zone. One hands it in. Josh Glavin to pick it up back in behind the Spirit net. Moves it to his defensive partner, James Go. And almost a turnover as Hedrick fishing after it with that stick. Saginaw gets it back out to the neutral zone where it's Kitchener's Bilecki. Here with 4 minutes gone in a scoreless first period. First of 2 trips to the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium for Saginaw this year. 50-50 puck in front of the Saginaw bench is moved in by Anstis. Avery Anstis for the Kitchener Rangers lays it back in behind, and Lachar, a heavy check on James Go. Back at the left point, this is Bilecki for Kitchener. Top of the circle, lets a shot go, stopped by Shurkin. The rebound chance, punched down on the near side. A Ranger is down. There is no arm in the air. Lachar is on top of Go, and a shot blocked on its way through. And it's in the paraphernalia of Liam Storch and Avery Anstis. And now Lachar is locked up with James Go, and we have a stoppage with 15:30 left in the first period. No score. Matthew Lachar had a check that James Go didn't love. And then back in front, there was a battle between those two players. Lachar may have gotten a stick in the midsection, and we're trying to find a replay up here in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. We've not seen one just yet. 15:30 to go. No score here in the first period. I think everybody was looking at the officials waiting to see, will we find a penalty? No. We'll play at 5-on-5 here. The face-off to the right of Saginaw's goaltender, Stepan Shurigan. Rangers win the offensive zone face-off. This is DiRiccolo back in behind the Saginaw goal for Tanner Lamb. Met by Saginaw's Harper. Carson Harmer comes over, hits Romano. The spinning pass is in front. Here's a chance at a rising shot. They score. Off the tape by Caden Snyder. Pass Stepan Shurigan. 15-17 to go in the first period, and the Rangers have the first goal of the game. They waste no time. Second of the season for the Calgary native, Caden Snyder. Good work in the corner. The Rangers win the battle. And a little bit of no man's land is where Caden Snyder finds himself. Shurigan gets over, tries to get his heels to the edge of the blue paint. And the puck just goes up as he goes down. And the Rangers have the first goal of this contest. They're up 1-0, 15-17. Left in this first period. Tanner Lamb after the neutral zone face-off for Luca Romano. Outlet pass is knocked down by Levi Harper. Spun back in. This is Cameron Arquette back in behind the Saginaw goal. Rangers look for another. Romano in front. Lamb's all alone, and a rising shot goes high past Shurigan. Lamb going to bounce this back in front. It's taken over by Saginaw's Sima. Barabanov to find Klepov. The return pass too far ahead of Barabanov from the goal line. Back behind the Ranger net. DiRiccolo puts him into the corner. Luca Romano off the boards. This one carried back out by Kitchener's Cameron Arquette. Graydon Jones to retrieve for Saginaw. Levi Harper will see his brother Brant tomorrow as the North Bay Battalion come to town. This is pushed back in behind the Ranger goal. Kitchener sees Humphreys on this. Floating puck glove down at the Spirit line by the right hand of Hayden Barch. 50-50 in between the benches. Jack Pridham, stretch pass. This is picked up by Elenis. Shouldered off by Levi Harper, and the puck put back onto the stick of Saginaw's Gervais. Bouncer off the glass. Chased down by Miroslav Shatan. Cameron Reed shakes off the hand. Shatan's got the puck. The cross-ice pass can't find Brody Papoy. Stick lift in front of the Ranger bench by Pridham. Rangers have it. Inside 14 to go here in the first period. 1-0. Off the stick of Caden Schneider. The Rangers have the lead. They got this puck back in the offensive end. Jakub Kromiak lets it go. Reed down the left wing. The Ranger captain, bad angle shot. Hits the glass in behind the goaltender, Shurigan. Humphreys keeps it alive. Humphreys down to the goal line and behind the Spirit net. Centering pass, off his skate. Kromiak, near circle, Pridham back to Kromiak and a point shot. Pad save, they score on the rebound. Humphreys in front. 2-0 Rangers. 13:32 to go in the first. Well, the leading scorer gets another one. 7th of the season off the stick of Humphreys. Kitchener overwhelming in the offensive end. They knew they were going to have a certain amount of jump in their steps after they honor their former head coach in Peter DeBoer. And if you were with us for the moments leading up the pregame, you heard him get the Ranger crowd fired up. Stephon Shurigan makes the initial save. And the rebound comes back out to Humphreys for his 7th of the season. Rangers up 2-0 early here in this one. They've got the puck at center ice again. Off the skate of Josh Glavin, moved out by Saginaw's Jilkin. Picked up by Alexander Bilecki in his own zone. Carson Campbell. Back up through center ice. Jack Pridham picks up the secondary assist on the Humphreys goal. Josh Glavin there for James Goen. The outlet pass won't settle down at center. Dimas Jilkin tries to get in on an early hit. Saginaw can't move this up the near side boards. Jacob Pluche takes the check there from Campbell. The Rangers move it up the far boards. Diracolo cut off there by Saginaw's James Goen, but the Rangers get it out to center. Ellis trying to sneak past Glavin. Here the Rangers come again. A drop pass. Ellis fought off there by Stephon Shurigan. And he hangs on for a face-off. 12:35 left in this opening frame. The Rangers have the 2-0 lead off the sticks of Schneider and Humphreys. We're back to the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Carson Armour, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Welcome back to the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Dylan Clark alongside you as the Spirit and the Rangers do battle on this Friday night, and it is a 2-0 lead for Kitchener. Caden Schneider, Luca Romano, and Tanner Lamb to get things started. And then not so very long ago, Christian Humphreys from Chromiak and Pridham has the Rangers feeling good here on this Friday night. Nick Sema doing a flyby of the Saginaw bench. The Overager trying to get his team back in it. They are down early. The Rangers have the good feelings and the vibes advantage right now, if you will. They've also got a 6-1 advantage in the shots on goal department. Brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. But the Overager Sema up with Klepov and Barabanov. They move this back into the offensive zone here for the Spirit. Giveaway in front. Barabanov can't get the trigger pull in the left circle. But Klepov keeps things alive. Spins it back down low. Barabanov takes his shot, and that fought off by the shoulder of Kirsch. Blake Barnes punches it back below the goal line. Now this is Sema out of the corner. Finding Graydon Jones. Backtracks to the line, and the shot gets deflected on its way through. Luca Romano up for Tanner Lamb, and the Rangers clear. First man to it is Klepov. Throws the puck cross ice. Blake Barnes off the wall. Throws it up now. Into the offensive end, Igor Barabanov tries to hit the late man Klepov. Rangers will steal. They've got numbers back the other way. Tanner Lamb on another 2-on-1. Lamb back over. Quick shot off the goalpost from Cameron Arquette on the glove hand side of Shurigan. And the puck moved back in. We have a stoppage here. And the linesman pointing back out to center ice. Was it touched offside? 11:43 to go. Here in this first period, the Rangers continue to have a 2-0 lead. Very nearly extended to 3. Close call there. Saginaw a little bit behind the 8 ball, a little bit slow to start things here. And the face-off at center ice. Carson Harmer between Trevor Thoyer and Liam Storch. Saginaw has 3 centers dressed here tonight. Xander Valeris from a D-zone. Matthew Lachar back on. And Lachar has played the role of agitator for Kitchener in his tenure in the Ontario Hockey League. He's not thrilled with James Goal right now. We'll keep an eye on 61 in white and see if he does anything else in this game. Saginaw works out for right now from behind the Kitchener goal. 11:17 to go. 2-0. The Rangers have the lead. And the puck not moving very much on the far side boards. Harmer back to the right point. He changes that. Valeris on a point shot. Tipped on its way through by Trevor Thoyer. And a save is made by the goaltender, Christian Kirsch. Valeris to the right point. Levi Harper, point per game player here in his rookie season. Harper from the right wing corner. Stripped of his puck. Fletcher runs a shoulder there into one of the Spirit players. Harper's taken down. Play continues. Puck comes back out into the right circle. Carson Harmer shortened up on the stick. He'll be guilty of a hooking call as Fletcher tried to dance past him. Now it's Evan Hedrick trying to get past Carson Harmer, and Harmer reaches out with the stick, says, "Oh, no, you don't." That'll draw a pretty clear hooking penalty here with 10:42 to go in the first period. So the Spirit to their first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill in this game. 70.1%. It's been a struggle to start the season. 19th in the Ontario Hockey League. The Spirit have surrendered 20 power play goals here. And this is their 18th game of the season. Gervais, Hayden Barch, Josh Glavin, and it looks like Jacob Kluche have a bit of an uphill battle here for the Spirit on the PK, down 2-0. Jack Pridham for Humphreys off the draw. Rotates to the center point. Pridham, left circle, and the one-timer save is made by Stepan Shurigan. Jacob Kluche rims it up the glass and out to center. It takes a friendly bounce off the stanchion for Saginaw. Cameron Reed, 21st overall pick by the Nashville Predators in 2025. The captain of these Kitchener Rangers steps out from behind his own net. Romano, pass back up through center. And offside of the Rangers as Luke Ellenis gets in ahead of the play. Those two players, 2 of the 8 NHL draftees on this Ranger lineup card. They are without Andrew McNeil, 6th rounder to Montreal, but everybody else is in tonight. And the only team in the OHL with more NHLers, the Windsor Spitfires with 10. Saginaw clears this puck nearly into the backup goaltender, Jason Schabel, on the Ranger bench right now. He plugs his ears as it hit the curved glass right next to him. Having a light moment on the bench right now is the backup goaltender, Schabel. 10:08 to go. We'll drop this puck just outside of the Spirit blue line. A conference of the officials right now to try and make sure that is, in fact, where the puck should be dropped, as it was shot from back in the Spirit end. So Barabanov to take this face-off. He's out with Zhilkin. So some offensive firepower on this PK for the Spirit. They're going to have to start taking some gambles here. They fire this puck back in off the draw. Down 2-0 halfway through the first period. 1:17 left on the hooking penalty to Carson Harmer. Luke Ellenis dropped it back off, and here come the Rangers. Reed, a shot off the rush, goes into the glass. Humphreys cycles it back around. Behind the net, centering pass, Romano. Can't get a shot away. It goes back out past Reed at the point. Reed, Romano, Humphreys, Ellenis, and Jack Pridham on the power play here for the Kitchener Rangers. And Romano's got it on the far boards. Now Pridham just inside the line, giving back over. Humphreys down to the goal line. This is Romano in the circle. Up top, the Reed shot, kicked out by the right pad of Shurigan. Romano keeps it alive. Top of the circles again. Takes a shot. That's a block there by Sebastian Gervais. Reed for Humphreys. Rotation going here. 33 on the power play. Waiting, shooting. That one goes up into the glass. And the rebound is picked up off the wall there by Nick Sema. Jack Pridham in the neutral zone. Regroups here for the Rangers. They're back in with speed. They get a partial line change. Humphreys off the wall. Gets back Gervais. This one settled down by Cameron Arquette. Back at the line. This is Bilecki. Now Ellis in the circle. Sharp angle try. Saves Shurigan. Rebound is loose right in front of the net. Nick Sema gets it away off a Ranger stick. Humphreys holds at the point. This is Pridham. From the circle. Pass is deflected. It pinballs in front of the Spirit net with 4 seconds left on the power play. James Gold goes off the glass and out the other side. Harmer is back on. The Spirit have killed it off. Puck is still deep in their own end, though. Picking this puck back up and a backhanded pass in front. Chromiak misses low on the stick hand side of Stepan Shurigan, and the puck goes all the way back into the Rangers' end. 8:24 to go. The Spirit survived their first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this game. Still down 2-0, though. Tanner Lamb for Jakob Chromiak at center, and the Rangers backhanded in. James Go goes sliding into the boards. Awkwardly, but he pops right back up after the collision with Cameron Arquette. James Go up for Miroslav Shatan. Cross-ice pass bounces into the offensive zone, and Trevor Thoyer can't touch it. He would have been offside. Tanner Lamb in the neutral zone. Hit by Brody Popoy, pushes it up. It goes past Trevor Thoyer and into the Spirit end. Shurigan's out of the net to play, and he had a Ranger forechecker right in front of him. There's Matthias Stark. Rangers regroup back in their own end. 7:40 to go here. 2-0 Kitchener in the first period. Rangers backhanded in. Xander Valeris with Stark in hot pursuit. DiRiccolo pushes it back in, and it deflects up into the netting, out of play. 7.5 left in this first. Saginaw a little bit hemmed in here in the middle to late stages of this first period. Trying to get something going as the top line is back out. Chris Lazary talked during Coach's Corner about breakouts in this team's attempt to improve their work. They've got some younger defensemen in the lineup. And again, gone are the Jorian Donovans, Rodwin Denicios, Zane Parek's of the last couple of years. And this is a loose puck back in front of the net of Stepan Shurigan. Some younger faces trying to improve right now. Luca Romano at the right point here for the Kitchener Rangers. Campbell at the right wing hash mark. Takes a shot. That one's fought off by Stepan Shurigan. He'll have to be Saginaw's best player in this game. Campbell on the left wing boards now. The puck hasn't moved very far from the Saginaw zone here as the period's worn on. Here's Campbell again. A shot right into the glove, and a save is made by Stepan Shurigan on that bid off the stick of the right-handed shooting Carson Campbell. 7:03 left in the first period. Shots on goal brought to you by Frankie Muth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters. 12-2 right now in favor of the Rangers. This is a Kitchener team bidding to host the Memorial Cup when it comes back to the Ontario Hockey League in 2027. Offensive zone face-off here for Evan Hedrick against Carson Harmer. And Hedrick will be waved out. One of the more curious cases for the Kitchener Rangers. 6 points in 19 games last year. He was their first-round pick in 2024. As the Spirit move this back in behind the Ranger goal, Hedrick right now in 17 games, still looking for his first point of this season. Missed a lot of time with an injury last year, but trying to get something going here in his sophomore season. Caden Schneider back in behind the Ranger net. Collides with Jacob Kluche. Hedrick locks up now with Saginaw's Dima Zhilkin. And the Rangers poke it back into the trapezoid behind their goaltender. Big-time collision. Hayden Bartz runs right through Avery Anstis. Harper moving this puck back up the other way. There's a delayed penalty, and now they're going to go. DiRiccolo and Bartz. It was a long time coming. And a quick takedown as DiRiccolo maybe got one shot in there on Bartz. 6:25 left in the first period. Bartz came right down to the hash mark and ran right through Avery Anstis, something he's done time and time again this season. And DiRiccolo answered the bell. They were locked up again for quite a few seconds before any gloves were lost. Now the question is, will DiRiccolo pick up anything on the instigator? There was an arm up in the air of the referee when those two did shed the mitts. Not sure if it was for the initial Bartz hit or if it was for DiRiccolo and Bartz locking up but not dropping gloves. They'll both pick up 5-minute majors for fighting. That much is for sure. And DiRiccolo right now is being brought back over to the Ranger bench. He'll go down the tunnel back to the dressing room. So he'll likely pick up the 2, 5, and 10 for the instigator. .6:25 left in the first period. 2-0, the Rangers have the lead. And it was. They just showed it again on the board. A heavy body check from Saginaw's Hayden Bartz on Avery Anstis, the rookie out of Pittsburgh. 11th round pick by the Rangers back in 2024. Hayden Bartz, a bit of a later pick as well. 13th round by Saginaw in 2023. But a minor penalty is on the board. The instigator to Max DiRiccolo. It'll be served by Andrew Vermeulen. It'll be a short-handed threat, or a threat coming out of the penalty box. But Saginaw, the first IBEW local 557 power play tonight. 15 of 75, 20%. 10th best in the OHL. The puck's going to skip over the stick of Harper. Short-handed chance for Pridham, and a blocker save made by Shurigan. Brilliant opportunity for the Rangers right at the start of their PK. Back in behind the Spirit net. They're going to navigate their way out of some danger. Gervais is hauled down by one of the Rangers. Barabanov up for Harper. They play give and go in the neutral zone. Barabanov back in. Jilkin over to Harper. Right circle. Klepov back in front. Looking for Barabanov. Save made. They score on the rebound. Christian Kirsch shuts down Igor Barabanov. He stays with the play. 8th goal of the season for Saginaw's Barabanov. It's a power play goal, and the Spirit carve into the league. It's 2-1. Well, what started in near disaster ends up with Saginaw getting on the board here with their Beerline Trombley Electric Light the Lamp goal. Gervais gets tied up with one of the Rangers behind the play. So that means only 3 Rangers are back on Saginaw's counterattack. They hit the line 4 against 3. They get the puck moving cross ice. And Klepov throws it in front for Igor Barabanov. And again, Christian Kirsch made the first save. Barabanov stayed with it and potted it on the backhand. And it's a 2-1 hockey game here inside the final 6 minutes of the first period. A giveaway back in the Rangers' end. Ends up on the stick of Brody Popoy. Alexander Bilecki will turn this back in behind the Ranger net. Bilecki tries to move it back out past Chatan. Jack Pridham now in the neutral zone is run off by Josh Glavin. Stretch pass, Humphreys, breakaway. Save again by Stepan Shurigan. 2 breakaway saves in a minute for the Spirit netminder. Here comes Miroslav Chatan back the other way. This is back in behind the net of Christian Kirsch. Campbell is on it. Dropped back for Alexander Bilecki, and the Rangers regroup here. 5 minutes left in the first period. Saginaw Shurigan has kept it a 1-goal game. Here comes Bilecki back up through center. Shut down by Saginaw's Harmer. Hayden Ellis down the right side, shouldered off by Graydon Jones. Rangers will steal. They throw it back in front in the blue paint. Loose puck chance. Ends up going wide, and Ellis chops it off Graydon Jones on the secondary opportunity. Blake Barnes. Outlet pass off his skate. Humphreys to the net, and a great save again. Oh, Shurigan absolutely robs Hayden Ellis. A short 2-on-0 from about 10 feet away. And now this is Jilkin to put it back into the Rangers' end. Hits Chromiak. Puck is picked up by Mateus Stark. The backhanded pass is picked up by Luca Romano. Outlet off the end boards. Levi Harper punches this back in, and the Spirit are guilty of icing. 4:14 to go in this first period. 2-1 Rangers. The goal from Barabanov. 3 straight breakaway saves from Stepan Shurigan. We're back to Kitchener after this. And you're home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. The Rangers have a 2-1 lead over the Saginaw Spirit. Igor Barabanov, his 8th goal of the season on the power play for Saginaw. Nikita Klepov and Levi Harper pick up the assists. And so for Klepov, still just 2 games out of the now 18 that he's played in the OHL without a point. He's got another one here. Give him 29 on the season. For the leading rookie scorer in the OHL, 17 years of age. And the OHL released a piece of media earlier today. He's on pace for 112 points, which would be one of the more remarkable seasons in the Ontario Hockey League since 1980. As this puck goes back in behind the Ranger goal. More on Klepov and his fast start in a bit. This is Xander Valeris from the left point, back underneath. Kluche lets it go. Jilkin spinning out of the right wing corner, inside 4 to go. 2-1 Spirit here in the first period. Back in behind the net, it's on the stick of Jacob Kluche. 2 goals last time he was in this building. As the cross-ice pass, Valeris tried to find Harper. It was broken up. Now brought back in by Cameron Arquette, delayed offside. And so the Spirit will throw this back up onto the stick of Carson Harmer. Left wing circle, put back in front, looking for Valeris. It won't connect, and so this is Tanner Lamb. Back into the neutral zone. Romano over the offensive blue line for Kitchener. Shot fumbled off the stick of Kluche and goes wide. Back behind the net. Centering pass. Quick shot. They score. It's off the stick of Reed. From the left wing circle over the glove of Surigan. 3:20 left in the first period. 3-1 Rangers. Just the second goal of the season for the Ranger captain, Cameron Reed, though 14 points in 15 games. Good work from behind the net by Kitchener, and just a blown assignment for Saginaw, as it looks pretty similar to the Caden Schneider goal. They go low to high, out from behind the net. No chance for Stephon Surigan as it beats them up high over the glove. And the Rangers have opened up a 16-4 shot advantage, 3-1 on the scoreboard. As they try to get it back, and a James Go shot from long range is turned aside by Christian Kirsch. Back behind the net. 3 Rangers, 2 Spirit players back below the Ranger goal line, looking for this puck to come back in front. And it'll wake its way up the wall. Barabanov up to Klepov, right point, now near side. Josh Glavin spun back in, looking for Sema. Humphreys and Barabanov lock up. This is Luke Ellenis. Back in behind the Ranger net for Chromiak. Pressure there on the forecheck from Nikita Klepov. Puck doesn't go too far. Now Klepov in the circle, can't get a shot away. Jakub Chromiak on it. Klepov shoulders him into the end boards behind the Ranger net. Kitchener picks it up, pushes it back out to center ice. James goes in a foot race and offside. As Luke Ellenis try to get the inside positioning on him. Ellenis and James Go are locked up right now. They're having some words, and James Go might be public enemy right now on the Ranger bench after a potential of some spearing on Matthew Lachar earlier in this first period, as we got to look at one of the replays during the TV timeout. We'll see if Go is a target. Not really sure, though, because right now Kitchener in the driver's seat and in command of this hockey game. Up 3-1 here, 2:27 to go. They win a D-zone faceoff. This puck bounces back out to center. Blake Barnes. Off the wall in front of the penalty boxes where Hayden Bartsch looks on in the Spirit box. Campbell back over, picking up the return in the Ranger end. This is Kitchener's Avery Anstis, stolen by Saginaw's Thoyer. Evan Hedrick and Carson Campbell back on it now for the Rangers. They go off their own end boards back behind the net. And finally back out at center as Lachar will collide with Saginaw's Blake Barnes. Big time collision back behind the Spirit net. As Lachar man is centering feet again. Back down low. They don't get a shot away. Balecki, top of the left circle, trying to open up a shooting lane. He's back in behind the Saginaw net now. Balecki out of the corner. Centering feet, Hedrick, and that one blocked by a sprawling Trevor Thoyer. The loose puck comes back into the neutral zone. 1:34 left in this first period. 3-1 Rangers as Levi Harper's got it back behind the Spirit goal. Blake Barnes up for Dimas Yilkin. Trying to split the defense. Yilkin shifts wide. Pocket is picked there. Spins it back down the boards. Mateus Stark takes over here for the Rangers. They get it back up at center. 2-on-2. They hit the line. Couple of stick lifts here from Yilkin. Taken away by Saginaw's Carson Harmer. Stolen again. Rangers go back to work. 1:05 to go in the first period. They battle for it. 2 against 2 in the corner. Puck picked up by Cameron Reed. Back up. This is Chromiak. Reed at the point. Long shot. Ends up wide off the end wall. Back off the skate of Shurigan and stays behind the net. Off the boards now. Chromiak here for Kitchener. The defenseman pinching down into the corner. Swept away by Cloutier. And Dimas Yilkin flips it up and into the Rangers' end. Reed for Chromiak. Crosses center red and gives this back on. Given back to him. Put back in front. One pass that does not connect. As Nikita Klepov was able to tie up Hayden Ellis. And now Nick Sema trying to turn this back down the left side for Saginaw. The Rangers put it into their own bench and into their backup goaltender's catching glove. Jason Schabel won't make a save that gets into the scoring sheet, but he makes a save. 26.7 left in this first period. Stays a 3-1 game. As the Rangers all over Saginaw here in the first 20 minutes of play. 16-5 they lead on the Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw Bay Underwriters shots on goal. Barabanov on offense's own faceoff, though. Spirit could have some good feelings going into the intermission. Here's a shot by Jones that gets blocked. Graydon Jones follows it back in front. The shot by Sema turned out by Christian Kirsch. Rangers go to the air. Bouncing puck at the Saginaw line. Knocked down by James Golan off the far boards. It's picked up by Kitchener's Romano. The drop pass taken by Balecki. Romano back at center. Backhanded ahead onto the stick of James Go, and that's it for the first period. One more collision. Nick Seema not thrilled. He'll give a bit of a swipe to one of the Rangers who holds the mouth right now. I think it's Alexander Bilecki, seeing what kind of calls he can come up with. We'll see if any penalties are dished out. Can't blame Saginaw for the frustration. Bilecki hunched over right now. He'll compose himself. We'll compose ourselves. 3-1. Rangers have the lead. Shots after 20 minutes of play. 16-6 in favor of the hometown squad. Goals from Schneider, Humphreys, and Reed. Igor Barabanov for Saginaw. We'll take a break. First intermission. Jonathan, ready for you back in the studio. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at GarberChesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The Kitchener Rangers ratchet up the pressure, and they hold it for much of the first period, coming out with a 3-1 lead and a shot count advantage of 16-6. Let's take a look back at that first period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. The Spirit got the earliest looks in this one, but Kitchener started to rev up some offense, forcing turnovers in the neutral zone a few times. Then it paid off at 14 minutes, 43 seconds. A battle in the Spirit corner is won by Luca Romano, and his pass finds Caden Schneider at the top of the slot. He scores his second of the season with a secondary assist by Tanner Lamb.
Carson Harmer comes over, hits Romano. The spinning pass is in front. Here's a chance and a rising shot. They score. Off the tape by Caden Schneider. Pass step on Shurigan. 15-17 to go in the first period, and the Rangers have the first goal of the game.
A minute, 45 seconds later, they follow it up when Jakub Kromiak fires a one-timer, and Christian Humphreys jumps on the rebound to make it 2-0.
Down to the goal line and behind the Spirit net. Centering pass. Off escape. Kromiak. Near circle. Printed back to Kromiak and a point shot. Pad save. They score on the rebound. Humphreys in front. 2-0 Rangers.
Jack Pridham with the secondary assist there. Carson Harmer takes the first penalty of the game, 9 minutes, 18 seconds in. It's interference, giving Kitchener the first power play. The Rangers turn up the heat in the bottom half of that man advantage, but Saginaw keeps their cool to kill it off.
Humphreys down to the goal line. This is Romano in the circle. Up top, the reach shot, kicked out by the right pad of Shurigan. Romano keeps it alive. Top of the circles again. Takes a shot. That's the block there by Sebastian Gervais.
13 minutes, 35 seconds. Hayden Barch and Max Giracolo drop the mitts. Saginaw comes away with a power play out of it. Right away, Stepan Shurigan makes a big save. And at 14 minutes, 3 seconds, the Spirit break into the offensive end, led by Igor Barabanov on the left. A series of passes across to the right opens him up to go for the deflection on the doorstep and put home the rebound to make it 2-1. Assists by Klepov and Harper.
Barabanov back in, Jilkin. Over to Harper, right circle, Klepov back in front, looking for Barabanov, save made, they score on the rebound. Christian Kirsch shuts down Igor Barabanov, he stays with the play. It's a power play goal, and the Spirit carve into the lead. It's 2-1.
Not long after that, a failed Spirit breakout puts Vermeulen and Ellis in all alone. Shurigan gets big to make the stop.
Blake Barnes, outlet pass off a skate, Humphries to the net, and a great save again. Oh, Shurigan absolutely robs Hayden Ellis. A short 2-on-0 from about 10 feet away.
Tanner Lamb finds Cameron Reed from behind the Saginaw net at 16 minutes 40 seconds, and Lamb's shot upstairs makes it 3-1 to close out this first period.
Shot fumbled off the stick of Kluche, goes wide, back behind the net. Centering pass, quick shot, they score. It's off the stick of Reed. From the left wing circle over the glove of Shurigan. 3:20 left in the first period. 3-1 Rangers.
Shots on goal in the first favored Kitchener 16-6. Saginaw 1-for-1 on the power play. The Rangers 0-for-1. Scoring Caden Schneider his second of the season to start things off. Then Christian Humphries follows it up not long after that. Igor Barabanov on the power play, assisted by Nikita Klepov and Levi Harper. And then Cameron Reed, as you just heard, to close out the period with his second of the season as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebwing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio. Dylan Clark in the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth in Kitchener. And Dylan, 3-1 after one period of play. Kitchener really showing off the defensive prowess all over the ice. They are not giving Saginaw an inch to work with out there.
Yeah, and in that first period, the way that the Rangers played defense was not really by stopping Saginaw as far as zone entries were concerned, but really by just not letting them have the puck for the majority of those 20 minutes. The shot advantage is heavy, 16-6, like we said, but the puck has been on the Ranger tape. Even if it's been in their end, trying to make their way back up ice, it's been on the Ranger tape for the majority of that first period. So this is a really good hockey team. Like we said, only 38 goals against coming into this game, now 39. That's the fewest in the OHL. They don't put quite as many pucks in the back of the net as some of the other teams that are up there at the top of the standings with them, like the Brantfords and the Owen Sounds and the Windsors. But they are a defensively solid hockey team, and they frustrated Saginaw quite a bit in that first period. The Spirit did not possess the puck, and this is a puck possession Spirit team. They did not possess the puck for very much in that first period.
Saginaw likes to have that open space, the ability to move things around, and we do see that with the one goal that Saginaw scores there. We heard from Chris Lazary in the pregame that really what they were hammering home this week was the breakouts, and we see during that power play, Saginaw gets from one end of the ice to the other very quickly. Igor Barabanov leads the charge in and then is right there on the doorstep for the tap-in.
Yeah, and you know what? I would imagine that's part of the conversation down in the Spirit dressing room right about now. He talked pregame about their breakouts have to be better, and in that particular instance, they weren't. They moved the puck from down by their own. Now, of course, they're on the power play, but they moved that puck down by their own goal line to the offensive blue line and then in the back of the net in a matter of about 5 or 6 seconds. Things have to be quick. That first pass has to be accurate. It's got to be perfect because this is a Ranger team that isn't going to give you any time or space. So these outlet passes, these first passes out of the defensive zone have got to be absolutely flawless here for Saginaw. They were not on a lot of instances in that first period, but the time that it was perfect, it ended up in the back of the net. So if anything's going to give this team confidence and a ray of sunshine going into the second period, it was that they could, and they successfully saw a fast breakout executed that ended in a goal.
So we know what they got to execute on. And you got to think against a team like Kitchener, once you get past them with a good breakout, things get a little bit easier at the very least. But on the defensive side of things, outshot 16-6. It could have easily been a very different conversation here. It's only a 3-1 difference were it not for the efforts of Stepan Shurgin.
Yeah, and you factor in one goal post, but 3 breakaway saves for Stepan Shurgin. One of them was a 2-on-0. And they all kind of happened in about 3 or 4 minutes. So for this hockey team right now, it's not great, down 3-1 in the first intermission, but it could be a lot different. And at this point in the year, Stepan Shurgin, he's played 16 games now. His goals against average is up around 4. Save percentage is right around 880 right now. These are not attractive numbers for a goaltender, even at the OHL level. But you got to factor in just the body of work that he's seen come his way. 3 breakaway chances in the first period. The numbers are not going to be squeaky clean for Stepan Shurgin, but he has played a lot of really solid goal here for Saginaw to this point in the season. Focus on the saves he has made, try to feed off of that, and we'll see if they can turn any momentum back the other way.
Absolutely. We'll see how things go here entering the second period. Dylan, as always, thank you for your time. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, another look around the Ontario Hockey League. Got some interesting scores to report for you right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh & Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear. With a team that plays to win.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit hockey team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. After one period of play, the Saginaw Spirit trailing the Kitchener Rangers at a score of 3-1 as we take our look around the league. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Plenty of action to talk about here tonight. All of these games underway. After one period of play, the Erie Otters, 5 minutes into the second period already, the Erie Otters trailing the visiting Ottawa 67s 2-1. In Flint, the Firebirds just went up 2-1 over the visiting North Bay Battalion. Saginaw will see the battalion tomorrow night at home. The London Knights coming to the close of the first period at home, trailing the Kingston Frontenacs 1-0. 2-1 Brantford Bulldogs over the Oshawa Generals. That Oshawa goal just being scored in the opening minutes of the second period. Both Brantford goals were scored before we even dropped the puck between the Spirit and the Rangers, despite both of them having the same puck drop time. The Brampton Steelheads and the Sarnia Sting, I mentioned earlier, this is probably one of the closest matchups in terms of standings, and it's a 2-2 tie 4 minutes into the second period. The Sudbury Wolves, it's Shoresy night in Sudbury, so they're not the Wolves tonight. They're the Blueberry Bulldogs, and despite outshooting the visiting Barrie Colts 13-9, they're currently down 3-1. All three of those Barrie goals scored by Kayshawn Aitchison in about 5 minutes of play. Already got a hat trick through the first period. And the Sioux Greyhounds currently down 1-0 against the visiting Guelph Storm. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, call of the second period with Dylan Clark right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Dylan Clark with you as we get set for second period action here between the Kitchener Rangers and the Saginaw Spirit. 3-1, the Rangers have the lead. Alexander Bilecki and Nick Sema picked up offsetting roughing penalties at the end of the first period. So we start period two. A 2-goal lead for the Rangers at 4-on-4. James Go controls off the center ice faceoff. Saginaw moving left to right here in this period. The puck is picked up by Igor Barabanov at center, and into the offensive end he comes. 8th goal of the season is Saginaw's only goal in this game. Back in front, Klepov trying to tip that one there on the goaltender Christian Kirsch, and it spills back in front between the faceoff dots. Brought the other direction by Reed. Rangers in, cross ice pass, alone in front, and the rising shot by Romano goes over the crossbar into the glass. Jakob Chromiak to chase it down back at center for the Rangers. 40 seconds gone here in this second period. Spirit go into the second period behind for the 9th time this season. Jack Pridham into the offensive zone for Kitchener. Down to the goal line, this is Reed, the Ranger captain, in the left wing circle now. Drop back off, Jack Pridham. Looking towards the net, cuts back. Nice move to shaker on a man. Glavin, and a stick save is made by Stepan Shurigan. Nikita Klepov skates it up the left side for Saginaw, flipped it off the wall in front of the penalty box. 1 man against 4, takes a shot, and a save is made by Christian Kirsch. And Romano pursues Klepov into the corner to make sure that there's nothing else after that. 18:52 here in the second period. 52 seconds left at 4-on-4. Again, Alexander Bilecki and Nick Sema in the penalty boxes for roughing at the tail end of that first period. Not much else in the way of nastiness. We'll see if Matthew Lachar and James Go have anything else coming up here in the second period. Steve Jokin gets waved out of an offensive zone face-off here for Saginaw. So it'll be Jacob Kluche to take it. Rangers win it back. Puck taken by Reed. Outlet pass for Humphreys. Some nice edge work there for the Pittsburgh native to get out of danger. And the pass moved over to Carson Campbell. Up the right side, Rangers are into the offensive zone. This is Campbell. Taken down, and a delayed penalty is coming against the Spirit. 18:30 to go here in the second. A tripping call coming up. And the stick in the wrong spot for Saginaw's Graydon Jones. 18:30. He takes out the skate of the attacking Ranger player. It was Campbell trying to get by. Jones just that little tap on the left skate. Down goes Campbell. To the box goes Jones. Second Stormaster Exteriors penalty kill for the Spirit in this game. And it will begin for 31 seconds at 4-3. Rangers see this back up the boards. Ellenis, can it be kept in by Cameron Reed? Yes, it can. Down to the goal line. Ellenis rotates up top, near side. Humphreys fakes the one-timer in the circle. Back to Reed, center point. He handles the puck, near side. Humphreys back to Reed again. The point shot goes off the leg of the Ranger. Romano in front. Reed just inside the line, walking towards the middle. Swept over. One-timer. That one stopped by Shurigan. The rebound is loose. He turns around and covers the puck. 2 seconds left on the offsetting minor penalties for these two teams. 18:02 in the period. It stays a 3-1 game. Few more saves for Stepan Shurigan. And again, we talked during the intermission right now. The numbers are not pretty for the Spirit netminder. Goals against up near 4. But he has held Saginaw in quite a few games here this season. He's doing it right now. Offsetting penalties are done. Rangers are offside. Here was 17:53 in the period. 1:23 left on the penalty for tripping to Graydon Jones. Saginaw's goaltender Shurigan, again, just 2 games removed from his second 40-save performance of his season here in Saginaw. And leading the OHL in saves with 843 coming into the contest. Only one goaltender has been busier in terms of minutes. Ben Horebic and Barry. Neutral zone draw for the shorthanded Spirit. Rangers take over. Backhand this one in from the Saginaw blue line. Josh Glavin back. 2 Rangers on him. They gave the puck away. Humphreys up the near side wall, looking towards the middle. It's the point now, and the captain Reed. Humphreys again, stops up near side. Pridham fakes the one-timer. Cuts to the middle, shovels a puck over the bar. Carson Harmer is on this. He'll turn a rolling puck out on Christian Kirsch, who will stop it with the goal stick and throw that off the body of Reed, and it goes out of play. 17:25 here in the second period. 55 seconds left on this penalty to Graydon Jones. The Rangers in the midst of their bid to host the Memorial Cup in 2027, a full building here at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. These two teams went 2-2 against each other last year, win and a loss in each other's building. Chromiak picks things up from back and behind his own net. The Rangers have 45 seconds left on their second power play of the game. 9th best power play in the OHL. At 13 for 62, just about 20%. This comes back out as the Spirit have shut him down one more time. 30 seconds left on the penalty to Jones. 3-1 Rangers here. 3 minutes gone in the second. Chromiak The drop pass at center, Alexander Bilecki over for Tanner Lamb. Trying to shake on by Glavin. This one pushed towards the net, stick saved by Shurigan. Up the boards, the Rangers work it. Chromiak back down, Arquette off the wall. The return pass to Chromiak. Cross ice now picked up and moved towards the net by Lamb. Drop back Bilecki, near side. Chromiak one-timer. Loading up on the goalpost to make the save is Shurigan. And he picks it up with his blocker and gets a face-off. 16.5 to go here in the first. The puck movement for Kitchener has been crisp in this game, to say the least. It does not stay in one spot for more than a second and a half. And it's back the other way on the Ranger power play. Jussi Ahokas, his third year as head coach here in Kitchener. Coach of the Year accolades. And again, this is just after the Rangers had a two-time OHL Coach of the Year in Peter DeBoer on the ice not so long ago. Penalty time has expired. Jones is out. 3-on-2. Saginaw leads it back the other way. Barabanov into the circle. Down below the goal line, the pass back in front for Seema's off escape. Rangers counterattack. Down the wing, this is Avery Anstis. Shrugged off by Levi Harper. Both players slide into the corner. Now Matthias Stark on it. Up to the point, Carson Campbell. A drive off a Spirit body. Turning shot by Anstis goes wide. In the circle, poke past Saginaw's Barabanov. Point shot, Campbell right into the glove of Stepan Shurigan here. 16 minutes left in the second period. It stays 3-1. And some chopping between Anstis and Nick Seema. Back to the bench, they'll go on a line change. And the Harmer unit comes back out. Kluche and Dimas Jilkin. Carson Harmer, a decent opportunity earlier in this game. 5 points in his first 10 games here to start his sophomore campaign. Bit of a downturn for the sophomore Spirit forward out of St. Mary's, Ontario. Rangers get a couple of chances here. The pinball wide off the boards. And the rebound goes high and out to center. Schneider. Cross ice reeled in. The return pass is intercepted by Carson Harmer. Dropped at the line to Kluche. A shot looking for Zilkin in front. It just skipped past his tape and wide. Spirit can't maintain this offensive possession. Tanner Lamb down the right wing for Kitchener. Shut down by Saginaw's James Go. Back in behind the Spirit net. 15:25 to go in the second period. Rangers lead at 3-1. Back in behind the Saginaw goal. Lamb put right back in front, and Arquette put that into the glove of Stepan Shurigan from inside of the blue paint. Quick shot there on a opportunity that really came out of nowhere. Cameron Arquette, the Wheatley, Ontario native, 13 points in 16 games coming into tonight's contest. Pretty darn good opportunity. And Stepan Shurigan had to stand tall again. He's been Saginaw's best player in this game. And a really good chance for Dimas Jilkin as his line with Harmer and Kluche nearly found a scoring opportunity back down to our right moments before. They move it out to center after the defensive zone faceoff. Papoy gets shut down. Kitchener's Lachar hits Graydon Jones. And Avery Anstis shovels it back in front of the Kitchener net on the regroup for Cameron Reed. Pass hops over the stick of Jakub Chromiak with Miroslav Shatan forechecking. Rangers go off the wall, and Everett Hedrick chops it back out over center. Saginaw's Levi Harper on it for the backhanded pass. That'll be intercepted by Chromiak at center. D-to-D pass. Reed fires it back in for the Rangers behind Stepan Shurigan's net. 14:45 to go. 3-1 Rangers here in the second period. Levi Harper, the near side pass intended for Brody Papoy, gotten out off the wall to Shatan. Joining the rush, Gervais. The pass looking for him goes off the skate of Jakub Chromiak. And Kitchener's Lachar, 7th rounder to Toronto in the 2025 NHL draft, moves it back in. Saginaw shuts it down. Miroslav Shatan spun it around, and he put it right back onto the stick of Kitchener's Campbell. To Cameron Reed. Outlet pass picked up by Hedrick. Backhanded ahead for Jack Pridham into the offensive zone. Top of the right wing circle. Pulls up near side Bilecki. Fresh on the bench, and a shot goes into the glass. Down the far side boards, it's jammed up by Saginaw's Barabanov. Put it right back onto the tape as Alexander Bilecki. Down the right side, working his way past Saginaw's Gervais. Back in behind the Spirit net it goes, and up the near side, here comes Klepov. Out to center with Gervais, 2 against 2. Klepov cuts in, takes his shot off a body on its way through. Great A scoring chance for Klepov. As the Rangers bounce one off the end wall, and they start their breakout. Reeled in by the one-handed stick of Humphreys. Down the left side, holds the puck out on Hayden Barch. Humphreys pulls it up the right wing corner for Pridham at the point. Near side, they slide it. Bilecki, quick shot, tipped on its way through by Pridham high and into the netting. 13:30 left in this second period. More scoring chances for the Rangers, more saves for the Spirit netminder Shurigan. It stays 3-1, and we are back to Kitchener after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Brody Najum, and you are listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Welcome back inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. 3-1. The Kitchener Rangers have the lead. Midway through the second period, and they have looked like a dominant hockey club here. 7 shots to 3 in the second period. Stephon Shurigan's been holding Saginaw in it. They win a D-zone faceoff. The penalty kill has come up big a couple of times for the Spirit. The Rangers with tied for the most shorthanded goals at 5. This puck's going to be deflected out of play. And Saginaw has given up the most shorthanded goals at 6 on the year. We have not yet seen that. Saginaw just one power play chance. As this faceoff will be dropped in the neutral zone. Kluche, Zilkin, and Harmer line comes out again here for the Spirit. Humphreys against Carson Harmer. Spirit win it. James Go back and forth with Josh Glavin, then angled back in by Dima Zilkin. Down for an icing, so that means it was not, in fact, angled back in by Dima Zilkin. Busy night for Zilkin last time he was in this building. We mentioned a 4-3 overtime win for the Saginaw Spirit back in January of 2025. Michael Misa, the OT winner. Jake Kluche had 2 goals, but it was Zilkin, a scrap against the Ranger captain Cameron Reed. As we have to redrop this face-off deep in Spirit territory. Zilkin not so far removed from his second OHL fight. Last Thursday night against Flint's Luca Graziano. Spirit clear this puck out to center. Off the D-zone face-off. 7 minutes gone in the second period. They trail Kitchener 3-1. James Go from back behind his own net. Up the near side. Schneider keeps it alive for the Rangers. Kept alive. Vermeulen steered in front off a Spirit stick and back behind the Saginaw goal. Rammed up the wall. Taken by Kitchener's Jakob Kromiak. Pinching down to the right wing hash marks. Back up top. Vermeulen. Long shot. Right pad save made by Shurigan. Rebound turned towards the net and high by Hayden Ellis. Back up and around it goes. This is Stark. Back and behind the Saginaw goal. Stark tried the centering pass. It was shut down. Corralled now by Saginaw Zilkin, and he moves it back up to center. And Schneider all over him. Zilkin trying to move this puck. He does so. Now to Jacob Kluche. Trying to kick this one near side for Carson Harmer. No dice. Rangers will steal. This is Vermeulen down the left side. Can't put it in front. Chipped that by James Go. Outlet pass up the far side wall. Carson Harmer just sees to it that Saginaw doesn't get called for an icing here. Campbell up the wall. Can't be intercepted by Kluche in the neutral zone. Romano down the right side. Chases it down back and behind the Spirit net. And 2 against 2. They try to jam it off the back apron of the goal. This is taken by Saginaw as Blake Barnes. And he lays it back in. Can Gervais beat out the icing? Yes, he can. Overage forward for Saginaw closing in on the franchise's all-time games played list. And a long rising shot from the point off the stick of Graydon Jones is blocked aside by Christian Kirsch. Trevor Thoyer back behind the Kitchener net. This is picked up by the Rangers' Cameron Arquette. He takes a shoulder from Gervais. The puck gets back out past Barnes at the offensive blue line. And then down for an icing. 11:20 to go here in the second period. That'll bring things all the way down. Back to Ranger real estate. We talked about Rangers points in 6 straight games, 5-0, 1-0 in that time. Saginaw winners of 4 out of their last 6. This has still been, despite probably the bad feelings after the Brantford game, falling 6-2 on home ice. This has been the best stretch of hockey that they've played this season. Saginaw's got North Bay tomorrow. We'll start the Barrie Sudbury North Bay trip next week. Rangers have Kingston back in this building on Sunday, so they get tomorrow off. Rangers move this puck back into the offensive end, approaching the midway point of the second period. Back behind the net, Levi Harper on it for Saginaw. Tanner Lamb picks up this one and locks up with Igor Barabanov, 3 against 2 in the right wing corner of the Saginaw zone. This one will be left along the kick plate, jammed up by Arquette. Jakub Kromiak at the right point for the Rangers. Pushes it back in behind the net of Stepan Shurigan. This is Nikita Klepov for Saginaw. Can't get it out of the zone. Backhanded towards the net. Knocked down by Shurigan. Ran back around. Valeris runs out of real estate. He moves the puck down to Levi Harper. Up the near side wall. Trying to find Klepov off the boards. Cannot corral that pass, and it goes down for an icing with 10:28 to go here in the second period. Saginaw struggling on the breakout again. And they will move the draw back down to their left one more time. So the Barabanov unit is trapped out there right now. He's got this team's only goal in this game. Klepov and Harper with the assists. No surprise. 3 of the team's top scorers here. Factored in on their lone goal. Rangers regroup at center. Puck off the wall. Lachar ducking right in front of the net. He scores. Matthew Lachar. 10:17 to go in the second period off a broken play. The Rangers lead 4-1. Second goal of the season for the Rangers enforcer. Right past the stick hand of Stepan Shurigan, a difficult one. The puck was bouncing, and Lachar just kind of chops at it. Shurigan's expecting a fastball up high. He gets a changeup right past his hip. Face off back in the neutral zone. We'll see Hedrick waved out in favor of Avery Anstis. Anstis locks up with Sebastian Gervais, and this puck moved back and behind the Ranger net. Back out of the corner. Nobody can make heads or tails of it. Now comes back out to the point. A long shot well wide. Aiden Barnes down into the corner. Takes the check. This one comes back out. Sebastian Gervais back at the left point. A long shot. That one blocked aside by Kirsch. Off the stick of Saginaw's Josh Glavin. Shoulders that puck down at the offensive blue line, and they'll rule it was played by a hand pass. 9:45 to go here in this period. 4-1. Rangers have the lead. Avery Anstis will pick up the assist on that. Face off to come back at center here for Saginaw after that hand pass was called against Josh Glavin. Same lineup as it has been for the last little while here for Saginaw, with the exception of Ryan Hanrahan, who's with Team Canada White at the U17 World Challenge right now. They're on to semifinal action up in Nova Scotia. Saginaw, meanwhile, tries to break this back into the offensive end. Harmer, cross-ice pass, deflected before it gets to Kluchik. Spun off the wall for Jones, taken by Zhilkin, spun to the net, off a Ranger stick, back in front. All alone there was Harmer. Couldn't jam that out of some Ranger skates. This one back down. Blake Barnes in the Spirit end. Jack Pridham ties him up. Jacob Kluchik there for Graydon Jones, back in the trapezoid. Approaching 9 minutes left in this period. The outlet pass knocked down by Zhilkin. Catches up to it, no icing. Hit by Jakub Kromiak. This one spun up the wall, taken again here by Ellis. Ran back in behind. Kromiak, shouldered by Saginaw. Zhilkin. Rangers get the puck out at center. Humphreys alone has a breakaway with Satan back, and a right skate save is made by Stepan Shurigan. Rangers have it back below the goal line again. Humphreys looking in front, has Papoy on him. They use the far boards to get it back up to Hayden Reed. Poked out by Saginaw Satan, and this is Campbell back at center. Off the wall, Humphreys hit by Papoy. James Go reels it in the defensive end. Levi Harper up the near side boards. Angled back in by Gervais, and Saginaw guilty of icing here. 8:20 left in the middle frame. 4-1 Rangers. And a close call. Another stick save off of Stepan Shurigan on a breakaway opportunity. He's bailed his team out yet again, though not much he could have done on the goal that made things 4-1. And we mentioned the U17 World Hockey Challenge earlier on. Canada White, an 8-7 win over the United States in overtime. Here come the Rangers after an offensive zone faceoffs. And Spirit GM Dave Drinkle's Team Canada Red up 2-0 on Czechia right now. They're into the third period. 3 against 3 in the corner of the Spirit end. They've got this puck right now up the near boards. Picked up by Brody Papoy. Stops up just inside the offensive blue line and lost the puck again. Papoy dances across the blue line and again, big time collision. He gets stepped up on there by Campbell. Papoy collects himself. This is Hayden Ellis here. Gets the shoulder from Sebastian Gervais. Kitchener-Stark back in behind his own net. Stretch pass. Skips back in for Stepan Shurgin. He's out of his net to play it. Andrew Vermeulen down the right side. Dropped it back. Point shot. Pad save made by Shurgin. The rebound bounces into the circle. Taken now by Nikita Klepov at the red line and fired back around. Igor Barabanov takes the hit from Andrew Vermeulen and spins it off the wall looking for Klepov. He's tripped up. Play continues as here come the Rangers. Romano into the offensive end. Right wing circle. Doesn't get a shot off. Romano. Top of the zone again. Here he comes. Long shot goes high into the glass. Romano again. All over it here. Third round of the New York Islanders in 2025's NHL draft. Couple of good scoring chances here in the offensive zone tonight. Nikita Klepov now has it back in the neutral zone. He goes down the left side on Schneider. Giving it back in front. This one's taken away by Max Diricolo. From out of his own end goes down up to Tanner Lamb. Nick Sema floats this one in front of his own bench. Rangers say no. Arquette pushes this back across the ice, and it's taken away by Sema. Kicked out by the Rangers on the far wall. Barabanov on the hit. This one goes all the way back down into the Kitchener end, and no icing. Hayden Schneider here. 6:20 to go in the first period. Rangers trying to go up into the air. Bouncer at center ice as they've cleared. This is Graydon Jones. Pass off the far boards. Diricolo directs it back up ice. Jones again. Flipping this one back up and kicked down there to Jacob Kluche by Carson Harmer. The bouncing puck to the Spirit blue line. Back and forth they go. Kluche tries to duck wide into the right wing circle. Kluche hampered there by Schneider. And Vrianstis. This is back up to Tanner Lamb. Cutting in. Lamb right between the dots. Can't get a shot off. Good back check there by Jacob Kluche. Now Dima Zhilkin up from center red. Zhilkin out wide. Twisting this back in. Graydon Jones and Carson Harmer back in behind the Spirit offensive goal line. Rangers will clear this back up, and it's taken by Zhilkin off the near boards. Kluche spinning down the boards. Backhands it into the far corner. This is Jakub Chromiak. Up for Lamb. Saginaw takes over. Harmer can't put that puck in front. Liam Storch kicks at it. This is taken here by Chromiak of the Rangers. 5:10 to go in the second period. 4-1 Kitchener. And this is back underneath Levi Harper. Up the far wall. Storch can't get this out of danger. Harper for James Go. Takes a check and moves the puck back to Harper. Stretch pass picked up by Liam Storch. He's got a breakaway. Here comes Storch to the net, and that one's fought off by the shoulder of Christian Kirsch. Puck up the near side boards through some collisions. This is Gervais. Back in behind the Ranger net. Off the glass it goes. Glove down by James Go at the point. Back underneath. Gervais centering feed all alone was Trevor Thoyer, and a great save again by Kirsch from point blank range. 4:32 to go, second period. 4-1 Rangers. Saginaw getting some better opportunities, though, and Kirsch making the save. Some words between Lachar and James Go, and that'll take us to our second media timeout. 4:32 here in the second. Rangers have the lead. We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Late stages of the second period here from the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. A 4-1 lead for the Kitchener Rangers. Two big stops from Kristen Kirsch. He's only been tested 13 times here. His team ahead 4-1, but the last two saves he's made, probably two of the more difficult ones. He stops Liam Storch on a breakaway. Then just about a minute later, able to shut down Trevor Thoyer right on the doorstep. Point-blank pass that found Thoyer right on the edge of the blue crease, as he still searches for his first OHL goal. Clarkston, Michigan native, skating in game number 15 on the season. And Saginaw with an offensive zone face-off. Barabanov, Klepov, and Nick Sema here in the left wing face-off circle. Face-off off the skate of Klepov, goes back in behind the Ranger net. Luke Ellenis flips it up, and it's gloved down by Klepov in neutral ice. Back up Barabanov. A one-touch pass picked up by Sema, just quickly taken off his stick by Balecki. Barnes keeps it alive, though, for the Spirit. This is Klepov just inside the blue line. Put it back down into the corner. Carson Campbell on it for Kitchener. Takes a hit there from Sema. This puck bounces off the ledge. Barabanov. Body position against Balecki. Up to the left point. Graydon Jones walks to the middle. Lets a shot go. Tipped by Sema. Knocked down into the circle. He's back on his own rebound. Trying to do what he can against Humphreys. Puck back at center ice. This one spills back into the Spirit end. And they are offside. The Rangers are. 3:50 left in the second period. Sema got away with a couple of moments there as we got more behind the play. Blake Barnes is locked up right now with Luke Ellenis. Trying to take a couple of pokes at him, and Josh Glavin comes over. This is where the Spirit have been lacking in some pushback this year. Not sure if Barnes did anything. Ellenis just trying to stir the pot, though he may have picked up a penalty here. He has picked up a roughing call. So good on the Spirit there. Roughing call to Luke Ellenis will send Saginaw to their second IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. Gervais, Zhilkin, Barabanov, Klepov, and Levi Harper. Saginaw 0 for 1, and again, the Rangers have the tied for the most shorthanded goals in the OHL at 5. Saginaw's given up the most at 6. And Saginaw will be taking some chances down 4-1 here late in the second period. They work out of their own end after the Rangers clear. Klepov to Barabanov. Given back in front, Levi Harper. At his own blue line, the drop pass picked up by Saginaw's Zhilkin. Near side pass, glove down by Klepov after it tipped off a Ranger stick. Drop back. Now this is Barabanov. Off of Klepov, the puck down in the corner. Klepov locks up 3 Rangers, 3 Spirit players back in the right wing corner now. Barabanov up high. Harper swings it. Left point, Gervais. Rising shot blocker saved by Kirsch. Romano takes Gervais into the boards. Spirit play it towards the net. This is taken here by Cameron Reed and up the side of the wall. All the way out. And in behind the Saginaw net. 1:05 left on the roughing penalty to Kitchener's Luke Ellenis. Drop back off the wall. Barabanov for Saginaw. In over the line, Gervais. Glove down by Humphreys. Hits his own blue line and nearly sprung Jack Pridham on a shorthanded break. Instead, Harper has it back in behind the Saginaw net for Gervais, and then Harper again has the assist on Saginaw's only goal in this game. Harper the drop pass. Barabanov up the far side wall. This is Gervais. Campbell shuts him down. And the Rangers take care of business again. This puck cleared back in on Stepan Shurigan, who's down to paddle things and move the puck here for Levi Harper. Harper back for Barabanov. Carson Harmon and Nikita Klepov down the right side. This one off of Harper on the clearing attempt by Kitchener. And a hand pass is called here. 2:01 left in the second period as Harper bunted that with the fist over to Sebastian Gervais, who gives that stick a frustrated whack right now across the shin guards. Gervais, the overager, back on the bench. Second power play unit. A bit of a mix and match right now as there's only 11 seconds left on the power play. Shatan, Thoyer, and Storch. From the neutral zone, Campbell clears for the shorthanded Rangers. Stepan Shurigan drops it off and taps the goaltender's stick on the ice to signify the end of the Spirit power play. 0 for 2 here tonight. Trailing 4-1 here. Late in the second period. Down the right side, it comes off a Ranger stick. This is Liam Storch. Back into the corner. Trevor Thoyer locks up with Carson Campbell. Campbell trying to make his way out of the zone. Shut down on the far side board. Storch to steal. Left wing circle. That shot off the mask of the goaltender. Rebound comes back down in between the dots, and it's picked up by Luke Ellenis. Down the left wing, James Go. Shoulders Ellenis into the wall. This is Trevor Thoyer. And then Go. They try to work their way back out from below the goal line here in the final 65 seconds of the second period. Nobody can move this puck here. Back in the Spirit end. The Rangers finally will. Reed up to the point. Chromiak stumbles, hangs on to the puck as he gets back up to his skates now. And this is Reed back into the right wing corner. Cameron Reed turning around, put it back off a body and pinballed wide. Nearly could have been a tap in on the back goalpost. One of the Spirit players knocked down in front of the net. It was James Go. Go gets back after things in behind the Saginaw net. 3 Spirit players against 2 Rangers. Back up at center ice. And it'll chase all the way back into the Ranger end. Chromiak. Up the right wing boards and inside the line. Deflected up and out of play. Into the seats with 22.5 left in this second period. Things have tilted a little bit more in Kitchener's favor. These two teams will meet again on December the 13th at the Dow Event Center. Saginaw not back here until January the 16th to finish up the season series. Offensive zone face-off here for Kitchener coming up in the right wing circle. Waved out is Hayden Ellis. 50-50 puck off the draw. Goes to the corner. Carson Harmer pushes it back out now to the offensive blue line. Reed is there. Quick swing towards the front of the net. Matthias Stark cuts off a low percentage chance for Saginaw. And Jakob Chromiak will see the final seconds tick off the clock here in the second period. All Rangers in this game. Christian Kirsch, the goaltender, gives a little bit of a hook to Dimas Yilkin as he skates his way through the crease. And Josh Glavin mixing up with one of the Rangers on his way off. Looks like Avery Anstis. More discussion, but not so much in the way of action. That's Chromiak, a little bit of a chop for Stepan Shurigan on the way off. 2 periods in the books, 4-1. Rangers have the lead. They got the only one in that middle period. It was Matthew Lachar, his second of the season, to give Kitchener a 3-goal lead. We'll take a break. Second intermission report coming up your way. Jonathan with you back in the studio. Back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to playing surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts, and every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
It's time for your intermission report. In the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, here is Jonathan Dent.
The Kitchener Rangers lock things down. Saginaw works hard to start breaking out of that. We close out 2 periods of play at a score of 4-1. Let's take a look back at that second frame. Brought to you by Raymond, Empower Your Purpose. It was 3-1 Rangers at the beginning of the period, 4-on-4 for 2 minutes as Bilecki and Sema had exchanged roughing penalties at the close of the first. With 30 seconds remaining in that time, it goes to 4-on-3 with the Rangers on the man advantage after Graydon Jones goes away for tripping. A great stop on Luke Ellenis, his slap shot on the right side by Stepan Shurigan, making the save, returns things to a 5-on-4 PK.
Reed just inside the line, walking towards the middle. Swept over. One-timer. That one stopped by Shurigan. The rebound is loose. He turns around and covers the puck.
He comes up with another great save, just about as point blank as it gets. A glove stop on Evan Hedrick, who receives a pass from behind the net.
Back in behind the Saginaw goal. Lamb put right back in front, and Arquette put that into the glove of Stepan Shurigan from inside of the blue paint. Quick shot there on a opportunity that really came out of nowhere.
For the next several minutes, Saginaw continues to struggle to make anything happen. The breakout's just not clicking. They're locked in their own end, and at 9 minutes, 43 seconds, the Rangers break in. Matthew Lachar chases a bouncing puck right in front. He sends it over the stick of Shurigan to score, making it 4-1.
Rangers regroup at center. Puck off the wall. Lachar ducking right in front of the net. He scores. Matthew Lachar. 10-17 to go in the second period off a broken play. The Rangers lead 4-1.
Avery Anstis and Max Diracolo with the assists on that one. The Spirit start to show signs of life later on. Liam Storch is sent in all alone by a pass from Harper. Then soon after, Thoyer nearly taps one in right on the doorstep.
Takes a check and moves the puck back to Harper. Stretch pass picked up by Liam Storch. He's got a breakaway. Here comes Storch to the net, and that one's fought off by the shoulder of Christian Kirsch. Gervais centering feed all alone was Trevor Thoyer, and a great save again by Kirsch from point-blank range.
16 minutes, 10 seconds. A roughing call on Luke Ellenis gives Saginaw a well-timed power play. Spirit have a tough time setting anything up in the offensive end. Kitchener able to kill that one off without too much trouble. And we end out 2 periods of play with a 4-on-1 score. Shots on goal in the second favored Kitchener again 11-9 for a game total so far of 27-15. The Spirit 1 for 2 on the power play. Kitchener 0 for 2. Scoring in the second, just the one to talk about. Matthew Lachar assisted by Avery Anstis and Max Diracolo. That's an even strength goal happening at 9 minutes, 43 seconds. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring Dylan into the conversation, break down that second period a little bit more for you right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Henry the Hockey Dog loves food and he loves people, which is why Rescue Ministries is partnering with Henry to provide 5,000 meals to our homeless neighbors. It costs $3 to provide a warm meal at the mission, and Henry is asking for your help. Right, Henry? Text Henry 2025 to 50155 to make a donation. Meyer & Associates also cares and is willing to match your donation right now. Help Henry provide a meal and consider donating today.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Welcome back. Jonathan Dent here in the studio as we bring in from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth, Dylan Clark. Dylan, it's a 4-1 game after 2 periods of play. Saginaw trailing all the way. The shot count up a little bit, but still just single digits in the second period. What are we seeing here in the second, and where's the energy?
That's a good question. It's being brought primarily by the first line. Nikita Klepov, Igor Barabanov, Nick Sima, getting some scoring chances, some shots from Levi Harper as well, but really not much beyond that. Saginaw's kind of a one-line team right now in this game, so this is where we kind of get into the question, do they split up that top line? Do they put Zhilkin back on it? That's kind of been the card that's at the top of the deck. Anytime Chris Lazary wants to get something going in the third period is, reunite the Russians. But again, what does that do for kind of the rest of the lineup? They got to get something going here. There's got to be a spark at some point because there is not too much in the way of energy on this Spirit team right now. Though they did find some more shots in that second period, like you said, 11-9 in favor of the Rangers. But still, the offense is fewer and farther between, with the exception of that Thoyer chance and the Storch chance right there at the end of the period.
I'm glad you brought up Storch there. Towards the end of the period, we saw him out on the ice a little bit more during the end of that power play, and then even when things returned to even strength, he seems to have a little bit more grit. His play style tends to be a little bit more in your face when it comes to opponents, but after that is where things start to break down.
Yeah, it's been, for Liam Storch, a couple of good scoring opportunities. He's due for one or two pretty much every game. We've seen this is probably the best offensive version of Liam Storch since he's been here in Saginaw. Got a couple scoring chances in this game. Looking to get back in the scoring sheet, back in the goal column for the first time since September the 20th. Maybe he's the answer. I think we talked about looking for a spark. If Liam Storch can find one, maybe that is the spark that this Spirit team needs. Because like we said, a one-line team right now through 40 minutes of play. If the bottom six gets something done, something to feel good about, I thought Liam Storch had some really good shifts there at the end of the second period.
It's not a big moment. It's nothing that you can really hang your hat on that much. But I look at the face-off wins, and especially in the first period, I noticed it. Saginaw is leading pretty handily. Right now, it's 22 face-off wins to 16 for Kitchener. They're starting the play off with possession, but like we said during the first intermission, it's those breakouts. It's that neutral zone play where things really get complicated for them. What needs to happen for that to really tighten up?
Yeah, trouble hanging on to the puck. That's where we see 8 NHL drafted players for the Kitchener Rangers, more on the way. They just have that hunger for the puck. They're winning battles along the wall. So, yeah, it is a good thing when you can win the face-off battle like Saginaw has. Carson Harmer's won 9 of 12. Igor Barabanov's won 5 out of 9. Nick Sima's a perfect 4 for 4. But what they do after that puck after that face-off win, what they do with the puck is where they run into the issues because there are 2 or 3 Ranger sweaters right there. They get numbers to the puck, and usually Kitchener's been walking away from it with things. So, yeah, the face-offs can't waver in this third period for Saginaw, to be sure.
We mentioned it during the first period intermission as well. Saginaw is a team that likes that space on the ice. When they're playing against a team like Kitchener that is so oppressive at the blue lines, what do they need to do? We saw a little bit of just very forward play from Storch that leads to that breakaway. Is that kind of the answer? Just look for those lead feeds?
It very well may be, and it would be maybe a bit of a departure from Saginaw's typical style, but that's where the Rangers are forcing them into uncomfortable situations. I don't want to just throw out, turn into a dump and chase team in the third period, because that's not what this hockey team is. It's not what's brought them the success that they've had in the last 3 or 4 years. So you don't get away from your identity, but I think you just kind of bear down on it a little bit more. Passes have to be faster. There seems to be just that extra second of hesitation, like, okay, what do I do with it now? They don't have that extra second out there because there's, like we said, there's 2 Ranger sweaters in front of them all the time. Puck's got to move quicker here in the third period. Use the fresh ice.
We'll see how that turns out here going into the third. 4-1 the score. Dylan, as always, thank you for your time. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, one more look around the OHL right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about: questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life, where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
We're Duralast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Duralast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Duralast, the world's best roof.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back. Time to look at our out-of-town scores, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. There's an exciting one going on just down the road in Flint. We'll get to that in just a second. Right now, the Erie Otters trailing the Ottawa 67s 4-2. 7 minutes into the third period. It's a 1-1 tie between the Kingston Frontenacs and the London Knights. The Oshawa Generals have closed the gap a little bit. It's 5-3 against the visiting Brantford Bulldogs. Now, here's an interesting one. An explosive second period in Flint. The Firebirds score 6 uninterrupted. Caden Petrie, Alex Kostov leading the way with 2 each. The North Bay Battalion score 1, and then Alex Kostov secures his hat trick. It's 8-2 Flint over North Bay right now. They just closed out the second period there. The Brampton Steelheads trailing the hometown Sarnia Sting at 3-2 right now. And the Sudbury Wolves on their Shoresy night have come back to tie things up against the Barrie Colts 3-3, 2 goals in the second period there have them all tied up. The Guelph Storm creating a little bit more distance against the Sioux Greyhounds. It's 3-1 in the Sioux. Right now in Detroit, the New York Rangers visiting the Red Wings. It's 2-1 Rangers at the end of the second as well. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the call of the third period as the Saginaw Spirit look to make up a 4-1 deficit right here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family. or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room. Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber. Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium for the start of the third period. 4-1, the Rangers have the lead. Saginaw's only goal scored by Igor Barabanov. It feels like a long time ago. 14:03 of the first period. As they've got some room, they've got some work to do here in this third if they want to make a comeback. Shots on goal through 40 minutes of play, 27-15 in favor of the Rangers. They've been in the driver's seat. No carryover penalties or power plays here for Saginaw or Kitchener going into the third. And again, just like Jonathan and I spoke of during the intermission, it just starts with a little bounce. One thing to feel good about here for Saginaw in the third period could snowball into a whole lot more. The top line has stayed together for Chris Lazary, at least to start out the third. Klepov, Sima, Barabanov. Saginaw wins the opening draw of the third. And just as quickly, it goes down for an icing. So just 7 seconds will be shaved off the clock here in period three. Again, like we said, these two teams split the season series last year, 2 games apiece, both teams winning a game in the other team's building. Saginaw, this has not been a favorable place to play near the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. 13-24, 6-1 all-time here in this building. They've won a defensive zone face-off. Levi Harper wheels it up the boards for Nikita Klepov. Rangers take over. Luca Romano going to move things back into the offensive end through some stick checks of Klepov. Move this off the board. Saginaw can't get it out. Rangers go cross ice. Intercepted by Barabanov. Little stick handle to try and get around Romano. But the Rangers get it back, and here comes Romano again on the quick regroup. Down to the goal line. Put back in front off the goal stick of Stepan Shurigan. Klepov, outlet passes, shut down off a skate, and that's going to hobble Tanner Lamb here. You can tell that puck had some zip on it. As Lamb shakes off the right skate, tries to move back into the offensive end for the Rangers. Barabanov gets it back from Nikita Klepov, then into the offensive end. Thrown cross corner. Jakub Kromiak up the far side boards. This one knocked down by Arquette. Jacob Kluche on it here for the Spirit. This off the far wall. Carson Harmer throws a check. Rangers get the puck back out at center, and Dima Zhilkin takes over for the Spirit. Harper, drop pass. James Go can't find anybody in blue. Carson Harmer down the right wing into the offensive end. Drop pass reeled in by Kitchener's Luca Romano. Off the glass. End, no icing. James Go chops it there for Glavin. Pass up the near sidewall. Rangers take over. Luke Ellenis can't reel it in. Minute and a half gone in the third period. 4-1. Rangers have the lead. The Spirit just move things back in behind the net of Christian Kirsch. Off the near side, Pridham able to chop things out. Carson Harmer, backhander for Saginaw back into the neutral zone. Kluche trying to split the defense. Kirsch will come out and fire it off the far wall. Near side, Pridham back in for the Rangers. Into the offensive zone, fan on the shot. Blake Barnes takes it away. This is Dima Zhilkin. Back to his own blue line into the neutral zone. And now the offensive end. Kluche's shot. Blocker save made by Christian Kirsch. Saginaw would love to see more from this trio of talented players. Zhilkin, Kluche, and Harmer. They're at the long end of this shift here. So this comes back out into the neutral zone. And Brody Popoy off the skate of Blake Barnes. And a return pass there for Popoy, angled in, so no icing. There's Liam Storch, his first appearance here in the third period. Storch tries to spin it back in. Brody Popoy gets there, but has his stick lifted. Stick lift back. Miroslav Shatan taken down, can't make a play on the puck. Rangers go back to neutral ice. Vermeulen down the left side. Rangers thrown in front. Easy stick save made by Stepan Shurigan. The puck picked up now by Miroslav Satan. Back to center. 3-on-2. They hit the line. Brody Popoy just waves it back in. Down below the goal line. Chopped around. Andrew Vermeulen comes down to hit Saginaw's Hayden Bart. This is Matthias Stark. Puck picked up. Back at the right point. Brody Popoy. Long shot into traffic. Blocked by a Ranger leg. And out to center. 16:52 to go here in the third period. 4-1 Rangers. Miroslav Satan back in. Got Storch breaking towards the net. Can't make the centering pass, and the Rangers put it back up to center. Waved back in by Storch off a Ranger stick, and Diracolo to retrieve it back in behind his goaltender, Christian Kirsch. They're in no rush to move it from back in behind the Ranger net. Caden Schneider backhands this in for Kitchener. Josh Glavin hit by Evan Hedrick. First line back out for Chris Lazary. Cross ice pass, Klepov knocked down by Nick Sema. Pulls it off the boards with speed and drops it back. Josh Glavin. D-to-D pass, hops over the stick of Harper. Can he keep it in? Yes. Nikita Klepov down to the goal line. Barabanov in front. The shot save is made by Kirsch. Klepov picks it up in the circle. Walking back up to the right point. Here's Nikita Klepov. Moves for Josh Glavin. Floats it down low, and it's cut off by Jakub Kromiak. And it escapes out to the neutral zone. Maybe a breakaway for Lachar and a diving play. Klepov. Defensive play of the night for the Spirit. Now Evan Hedrick down the left side for Kitchener. Two players are tangled up in the neutral zone right now. Meanwhile, the puck is back in behind the Saginaw net. Lachar forced wide by Glavin. He'll take Harper into the boards, give an extra shot. Puck back out at center. Another Ranger regroup, and Glavin giving some chops to Lachar. And a penalty is coming. 15:27, and the referee, Aaron Neely, has had enough. An unsportsmanlike conduct call. Yeah, Lachar is going to get. Josh Glavin skated over to the penalty box. He thought it was on him. Glavin gave Lachar a little whack. Lachar has been given an embellishment penalty. This is one of the rare times where we see an embellishment call without the corresponding penalty on the other side of things. So typically you're trying to sell a slash. They call the slash, but they also call the embellishment. That is not the case here. Lachar in the penalty box for the embellishment call. Third IBEW Local 557 power play here for the Spirit. Levi Harper throws it in front off the stick of Sebastian Gervais. Same five out on the power play here for the Spirit. Unsportsmanlike conduct as it's been read here in the building. Nikita Klepov tries to move this in, but the Spirit are offside. So that is a little bit different. So it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to Lachar, not embellishment. Whatever had happened, Aaron Neely had enough. He was very animated, the referee that called the penalty. Lachar's been mixed up in a number of disputes here in this game. 1:43 left on Saginaw's third IBEW Local 557 power play in this game. Igor Barabanov from the offensive blue line after the neutral zone faceoff. This puck back in behind Kirsch. One Rangers on top of Dima Zilkin. Puck comes back in front, right circle. Klepov waits and shoots. That's fought off by the netminder. Loose puck, rebound chance, turned wide by Klepov. Barabanov to the corner. Levi Harper keeps it alive at the top of the zone. Needs some help from Gervais. The Rangers do pressure it back out to neutral ice thanks to Luca Romano. Harper moves it over. Klepov back in. Logjam of bodies in front of the bench. Here comes Klepov. Cross ice, drops it back off for Barabanov. The return can't get back to Levi Harper. Rangers move it up and ahead, and a fortunate stumble as Humphreys toe picked in the neutral zone. Could have been back in on a shorthanded breakaway. They might get one anyway. Boy, that was a close call at the blue line. Levi Harper spins it back in. Barabanov would have been offside. So Cameron Arquette plays it back off the end boards, and the Rangers fire it down. Stepan Shurigan out of his net to play it. Away from the forecheck of Humphreys. This is Levi Harper, now to Igor Barabanov. Cross-ice pass knocked down by Humphreys. This puck angled back into Stepan Shurigan's net. Dropped it off with 30 seconds left on the Lachar penalty. Graydon Jones out from his own goal line. Jones back for Kluche. Up the right side. Sema trying to push it back in front for Jones. Rangers pick it up. Throw things down the length of the ice. 14 seconds left. As it's in on Shurigan, he moves it away from the forechecking Elenis. Kluche to Carson Harmer. In with speed. Sema right circle takes a shot. Partially blocked. It rolled up the goaltender Kirsch. And off the boards, Sema's got it. Lachar out. Sema near side. James Go. Puts it in front. Save made by Kirsch. They score on the rebound. Kluche was in front. I think that went in off of Carson Harmer. 13:20 to go in the third period. It'll be an even strength goal, and Carson Harmer makes it 4-2. And a much-needed tally for Saginaw's third-round pick in 2023. Third of the season for Carson Harmer. Again, it won't count as a power play goal, but the Spirit keep the puck in. The initial chance goes in off of Harmer. And then the goaltender, and then it pops back out. And then I believe off of Harmer's right leg and into the back of the net. And the officials are telling each other to hurry things along here. 13:20 to go in this third period. 4-2. Well, the goal's not yet been put on the board at center. There it goes. Carson Harmer, 13th of the season. Third of the season with 13:12 to go. And the Spirit have some life down by a pair. Back in the offensive zone, a Blake Barnes shot, and that snap just wide. So there's the spark. What can they do with it? Blake Barnes broken up. Luke Ellis back in. Big time collision there by Barnes. Loose puck on the near side. Alexander Bilecki shifts in front. Left pad saved by Shurigan. Rebound is still loose. Rangers can't get a shot off. And the one they do goes wide. Bilecki, top of the zone. Off the body of Brody Papoy. Through some Ranger sticks and out the other direction he comes. Back into the offensive zone. Papoy down the right side. Runs out of real estate. Just throws it back in behind the goaltender. Rangers have it, 12.5 to go, 4-2 they lead. It's the Carson Harmer's third of the season. James Go and Nick Sema pick up the assists. As it's back in behind the Saginaw net. Evan Hedrick hit by Nick Sema. Back up the right side, Nikita Klepov. Lays this back into the Ranger end. Barabanov, the first man to it. Curls up in the left wing corner of the offensive zone. 12 minutes left in the third. Saginaw down 4-2. Here's a pass, right wing. Barnes the shot off the crossbar. Rebound comes back to the neutral zone. Here comes Anstis. In for Kitchener. Stretching shot. That goes off the bar. And it stays in play. Saginaw gets it to the neutral zone. Thought that was going to hit the netting. Barch at one end. Anstis at the other. Lachar hits Barch. Saginaw tries to move out of the defensive end. Sebastian Gervais taken down by Avery Anstis. He makes the cross-ice pass. It's reeled in by Klepov. Bounced off the far wall. Two Rangers that are there. He stares it in deep. Gervais. Shouldered to the boards by DiRiccolo. Now a pile up for the puck. It finally squirts free. Zilkin is held off by Avery Anstis. Rangers see this up the near sidewall. James Go pinching down. The Rangers cannot get it out. Kept alive by Klepov. Just inside the line. Dances that one there for Gervais. Laid back around and behind the Ranger goal. DiRiccolo stick check there by Dima Zilkin. Rangers wave it up the near side, and it is gotten back out by Avery Anstis. Klepov on it from his own blue line. Up the right side, quick regroup. Long shot by Zilkin, the rebound chance off the blocker of Kirsch. Couldn't be handled by Gervais. Here come the Rangers. Tanner Lamb just pushing that back in behind the Saginaw goal. Zilkin is there. Rangers up the far wall. They keep it at the left point. Near side, Carson Campbell. Rising shot saved by Shurigan, and he reels in the rebound. 10:41 here in the third period. 4-2 Kitchener. The goal from Carson Harmer has drawn Saginaw to within a pair. It's a game here in the third period. We are back to Kitchener after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
So we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
The
this is Josh Glavin, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Welcome back inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. 4-2. The Rangers have the lead over the visiting Spirit. Carson Harmer snaps a 5-game goal drought with his third of the season to give Saginaw some life here. And Josh Glavin brought us back from that commercial break. He brought the scoring opportunities for the Saginaw Spirit as well. As Matthew Lachar took an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after a bit of a tie-up with Glavin. The Spirit score immediately after the power play. This is Jacob Kluche getting back the other way for Saginaw. Carson Campbell lost the puck to Kluche. Can't move it for Zilkin in the circle. Rangers will steal 4-on-2. They spill back out into the neutral zone. James Go on a bouncing puck. That one just going to be swept away from Romano at the last second. Bouncing pass. Zilkin finds Gervais. Trying to break towards the net against Campbell. Gets turned around. Zilkin can't get a shot off. Rangers have it. Saginaw turning the tide here in the third period. Back up through center ice. This one chipped back in. James Go on it first. Moved quickly to Levi Harper. Got to move it again. Off the boards. Gets back out past Pridham. Carson Harmer hits Harper in stride. Not a clean pass, so he can't get into the zone with speed. Jacob Kluche waves this back in deep. Jakob Chromiak back behind the Ranger net to pick things up for the Rangers. Chromiak. Out to the far side. Humphreys back in for Kitchener. 9.5 to go in the third period. They lead by 2. Put back in front. It's right onto the skates of Harmer. And he knocks it off the stick of Liam Storchin out to center. Chromiak over. Cameron Reed. Ranger captain not in a hurry. 2 Spirit forecheckers on him. And Brody Papoy pursues him back behind the Kitchener goal. Storch follows Chromiak. Stomps the brakes. Moves it there to Reed. Rangers up the near side. Back up through center. This is Humphreys. Into the offensive zone. Now the left side and a pat save made by Shugan. And Ellis, the rebound chance is blasted wide. Schneider back down the near boards. Humphreys wheels it around. Luke Ellis is pushed into the boards, but comes out of it with the puck. Now the left wing corner. Ellis, top of the zone, just inside the line. Near side Schneider. Thrown back over. Ellis, nice move. All alone, right between the dots. Takes a shot while falling, and a save is made by Shurigan. Boy, if Ellis found the back of the net there, that would have been a candidate for the goal of the year. As he gets tied up, tripped up. Momentum's carrying him one way, turning him the other. And he's able to get a shot off high on Stepan Shurigan. Saginaw could have been called for a tripping penalty there on Carson Harmer, but give Shurigan a lot of credit for that save. One of 29 he's made in this game already here. 8:40 to go here in regulation. 4-2. Rangers have the lead. They win this offensive zone faceoff. Wheeled to the net by Vermeulen. Right pad save by Shurigan from distance. Back out of the corner. Hayden Ellis. In behind the Saginaw net. Heavy check there from Nick Sema. Puck back up to the left point. Rangers still on it here. Ellis and Sema continue to battle. A long point shot goes off Nick Sema in front of the Spirit net. Moves the puck quickly. This is picked up by Barabanov. Trying to shift past Pilecki. Can't do it. Move back into the Saginaw end. Step on Shurigan. For Hayden Barch. Up the far side wall. That'll be angled in by Klepov. No icing. Some of the Spirit players will try to make a change. Rangers out of their own end. Inside 8 to go. Evan Hedrick. Return pass. Avery Anstis. Lots of room down the right side. He's got wheels into the zone, and a save is made by Shurigan. Hedrick. Back up. Diricolo. Top of the right circle. Lets a shot go. Fought off by Shurigan. He lost the rebound. Back and behind the net it goes. Hedrick and Go. Zilkin battles. The puck spills up off the Ranger defenseman at the point. Barabanov for Klepov. Down the left side. Nikita Klepov. Cut off there by Max Diricolo. Evan Hedrick into the offensive zone for the Rangers. Just trying to dart around the impending check from Blake Barnes. Stepan Shurigan moves the puck. Barabanov gets it out to center. 7:11 to go here in the third period. 4-2 Rangers have the lead. Dima Zilkin. Intercepted by Lamb on its way to Klepov. This is Zilkin. The pass up too far for Gervais. Ends up in the near side corner of the Rangers end and tap back off the wall. Matthew Lachar, first man to it for Kitchener. Caden Schneider back and behind the Ranger net. Jacob Kluche in on the forecheck here for the Spirit, looking to turn the tide. 10 points in 15 games here in his sophomore OHL season. Winnipeg Jets 7th rounder. This is Gervais, right wing corner in the offensive end for Saginaw. Poked back up at the point. Trying to be kept alive there by Levi Harper. Could not do it. Harper out the far side. This is Kluche. Back in front. Gervais. Can he get the drop pass there? No dice. Rangers take it away. This is Romano. 6.5 to go here in the third. 2-goal deficit. Kitchener 4-2 over Saginaw. Max DiRiccolo will let precious time drip off the clock here. Now the captain, Reed. Back and behind the Ranger net. Puck just now making its way back up to the blue line. Reed fires it back in. It takes a bounce off the ledge where the boards meet the glass. Goes up and out of play. 5:56 here in regulation. 4-2, the Kitchener Rangers have the lead. We'll take one final media timeout here and be back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Inside the final 6 minutes of the third period here from the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. The Rangers have a 4-2 lead, and the face-off looks like it'll come at center ice. Action-packed here in this game. Rangers a 36-21 shot lead over the Spirit. Saginaw's buttoned it up. They went into the first intermission down 3-1. Matthew Lachar made it 4-1. But Carson Harmer has scored the only goal in this third period to bring Saginaw to within a pair. A long cross-corner dump in by Jack Pridham. The Rangers have been on their heels for the last little bit. They've gotten that media timeout to kind of reset themselves. Expect a surge here as Braden Jones will lead the charge out of the Saginaw end. Up for Nikita Klepov. Steps up at the line, delayed offside. Saginaw's got to come back and touch up. Barabanov got in ahead of the play. Jakub Kromiak. Back behind the Ranger net. He's in no hurry to move things. Nick Sema tries to chase him out from behind the Ranger net. Puck in the neutral zone. Spun in by Pridham. Taken away by Sema. Cross-ice pass. This is Klepov trying to shift his way in. Spirit are offside. Sema tried to go the long way around Jack Pridham. And he stayed in the zone for just a split second too long. So things will come back out into the neutral zone. 5:06 here in the third period. Spirit would like a little bit of momentum going into their game tomorrow against the North Bay Battalion. 7:05 puck drop from the Dow Event Center. It'll be Saginaw's Eras night in conjunction with U of M Flint. Lots going on. Kanan Wren's Taylor Swift experience starts at 5:30 in the Jolt Celebration Club. You can come dressed as your favorite Taylor Swift era. And one lucky winner who comes in their favorite Taylor Swift era. As this is down in the Spirit end as an icing. So they're going to go home with a copy of Taylor Swift's Life of a Showgirl album. And I know there are a lot of ears that prick up when we say that. So Eras night tomorrow at the Dow Event Center. Tickets available at SaginawSpirit.com. Offensive zone face-off. Oh, they're not calling for me. As this is Dylan Clark alongside you inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Inside 5 to go here in the third period. Although these guys did have me looking. I'll give them that. Down to our left, Sebastian Gervais. Off the offensive zone face-off. Jilkin. Spun back, given to Kluche in the circle. Waits and shoots it just wide. Great opportunity for Kluche. Pushed it 3 inches wide of the far goal post. All the way out it goes. Outlet pass moves back into the Ranger end and down for an icing. 4:35 left in this third period. Jacob Kluche looks up to the sky. That was a brilliant chance. He knew he had the extra time, and he tried to take all of it. And the dust off there, and that puck just goes high past the glove side of Christian Kirsch. 19 saves on 21 shots in this game for the San Jose Sharks. Prospect between the pipes. Not a bad night for him. Didn't have to make a save there. As this shot is knocked down by Mateus Stark. Off the far wall. Graydon Jones. Shouldered there by Hayden Ellis. Rangers trying to get one here to put it away. This is Sebastian Gervais. Might see a goaltender pull here soon from the Spirit. Down the right side. Klutzer tries to go back in front for Gervais. Kirsch moves the puck as it came off his stick. Back on the cross corner dump in. Spirit are in. Zilkin, sharp angle try. Save is made by Kirsch. The puck is still loose. Finally a cover. Carson Campbell had his hand down near the puck. We're going to have to pull up the overhead here. As Sebastian Gervais gets wrapped up. The Spirit just threw that puck in front. The goaltender Kirsch made the save. And Campbell was trying to put it back into his goaltender's equipment. We want to get a replay on this to see exactly where that puck was in relation to Carson Campbell, the Ranger defenseman's hand. 4:02 left. As it got very much lost in the fray. We take a look, and maybe not as much to do about that one as we initially thought. It was under the catching glove of the goaltender, Christian Kirsch. Thought maybe an opportunity for a call for covering the puck. But everything's all square as the net is now empty for the Saginaw Spirit. 6 attackers are out. Inside 4 to go. They need 2 goals. Dimas Zilkin scored 10 goals this year. Out on this puck now, up to Levi Harper. Zilkin, circle. Trying to go to Barabanov, but gets it back. Zilkin, back to the boards. Back in front, looking for Barabanov, and it's going to deflect off Levi Harper and come all the way back down into the Spirit end. Boy, it was drifting towards the empty Saginaw goal for a second there. Levi Harper. From his own blue line, then dropped back. This is Dimas Zilkin, up to center. Angled back in by Klepov. Cameron Reed pumps it out off the boards to center. Rangers have it. Quickly stolen by Klepov. They got to wait to touch up. Back to Harper. He moves it. Now Barabanov into the offensive end down the left side. 3:10 to go here in regulation. Rangers 4, Spirit 2. Puck at the wall. Taken away by Kitchener's Romano. Back out to Arquette at center. Tanner Lamb and an empty net goal. 5-2. Rangers here with 3 minutes left in the third period. Tic-tac-toe. Tanner Lamb has his 7th goal of the season into the empty net. The Rangers just surgical. They move that puck, not forcing anything, back into the neutral zone and down the right side and right between the sticks. As one of the top teams in the Western Conference continues to be so. Rangers looking for their 8th win on home ice here. They would improve to 8-1 from the Memorial Auditorium here this season. Unless the Spirit come up with 3 goals in the last 2 minutes and 45 seconds of this one. Brody Popoy down and around, back and behind the Saginaw goal. Up the boards it comes. Jack Pridham taps it along for Caden Schneider. Up the far wall. Out off of Hayden Bartz. He kicks it back down below the Ranger goal line. Trevor Thoyer knocks shoulders with Max DiRiccolo. 2 against 2. Puck rimmed up the far side wall. This is Humphreys getting it back up to Jack Pridham. Pridham into the offensive zone for Kitchener. Drop pass. Luke Ellenis back for Humphreys. And it escapes back out into the neutral zone here for the Rangers. They regroup again. 3-point night for Tanner Lamb. Goal and 2 helpers. He's had his fingerprints all over this hockey game. Probably be first star of the night. Luca Romano has a pair of assists as the Rangers make their way back out from behind their own net. And again, with the addition of former Ranger head coach Peter DeBoer, the level of legends here inside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium, no surprise that the Rangers came out with a whole lot of jump in this game. 1:33 here in regulation. Saginaw trailing the Rangers 5-2. Pass up to center, angled back in by Dimas Zilkin. Carson Harmer out of the corner. Plays it there to Graydon Jones. Let's see if there's any extracurriculars at the end of this one as the hits are ramping up here in the final moments. Nick Sema lays a body check. There for Dimas Jilkin as Lachar puts him heavily into the wall. Saginaw keeps things alive in the offensive zone if just for a moment. 60 seconds left in regulation. On the bus and then back to Saginaw and a quick turnaround. It'll be a late arrival, and they got to be ready for North Bay tomorrow. This is Carson Harmer back in, and a shot that lifts up and over the net. Harmer taken into the boards and spun back around as the puck comes up the near sidewall with 40 seconds left in this game. Hayden Ellis back down the wing for Caden Schneider. Then around off the trapezoid. This is stolen, put back in front. A left pad save by Stepan Shurigan. Here in the last couple of seconds as Andrew Vermeulen was right on the doorstep. A little bit of a dust-up after the fact as Hayden Ellis has some words here with Josh Glavin. 25.7 left in this game. Carson Harmer and Igor Barabanov, the goal scorers here for the Spirit. Levi Harper does continue his scoring streak now to 7 games with an assist. -3 on the night, though. I mean, he's played perhaps the most on the back end here for Saginaw. Long shot from the point by the Rangers after the faceoff is kicked aside by Stepan Shurigan. Now to center. We'll see if we see Shurigan in action tomorrow night. He's been busy in this game. Tough pill to swallow. And again, a long trip back, but Chris Lazary, no stranger to playing goaltenders back-to-back, as we know. It might be Caleb Papineau. It might not. We'll see. 5-2 as time expires in this one. The Kitchener Rangers will take the 2 points over the Saginaw Spirit on this Friday night. So a regroup, but not a lot of time to dwell on it. As the Rangers celebrate with Christian Kirsch. Stepan Shurigan back down. He saw 40 shots tonight and was able to stop all but 4. And the Rangers continue their streak now. It's points in 6 straight hockey games, 6-0, 1-0. And Saginaw gets ready for the North Bay Battalion tomorrow. We'll take a break. Post-game analysis coming up after this. Saginaw outshot 13-7 in the third, 40-22 in the game. And the Rangers take this one at 5-2. We're back with post-game here after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. I mean, there's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Saginaw pushes back, looking for the comeback, but Kitchener holds strong and closes this one out with a score of 5-2. Let's take a look back at that third period, brought to you by Raymond. Empower your purpose. It was 4-1 heading into this final frame. Very low shooting in the first few minutes. Nikita Klepov early on turns on the Jets to block a shot from Matthew Lachar on the breakaway.
Floats it down low. It's cut off by Jakub Promiak. And it escapes out to the neutral zone. Maybe a breakaway for Lachar and a diving play. Klepov, defensive play of the night for the Spirit.
Not too long after that, Lachar sits for unsportsmanlike conduct after an attempted sell job on a penalty, giving Saginaw a power play. The Spirit put on the pressure. They look for any opening they can. And right as things even up, James Go puts it right in front for Carson Harmer. It trickles through to make it 4-2, a secondary assist by Nick Sema.
Off the boards, Seema's got it. Lachar out. Sema near side. James Go puts it in front. Save made by Kirsch. They score on the rebound. Luce was in front. I think that went in off of Carson Harmer.
6 minutes, 40 seconds, your Herman Hisson Company time of the goal on that one for Carson Harmer. Not too long after that, the Rangers look to respond as Alex Bilecki finds Andrew Vermeulen among a crowd of Spirit Blue right in front of Saginaw's net. Stefan Shurigan makes a huge stop to keep the momentum up. It's our My Michigan Health save of the game.
Blake Barnes broken up. Luke Ellen is back in. Big time collision there by Barnes. Loose puck on the near side. Alexander Bilecki shifts in front. Left pad saved by Shurigan. Rebound is still loose. Rangers can't get a shot off. And the one they do goes wide.
A fantastic save for our My Michigan Health save of the game from Stefan Shurigan. Saginaw continues to find some brief time in the offensive end. They get some shots toward the net, but very little in the way of follow-up. With 4 minutes remaining, Shurigan's pulled for the 6-on-5, and a minute later, Tanner Lamb puts it in the empty net off some nice passing from Cameron Arquette and Luca Romano to close this one out at a score of 5-2. Shots on goal in the third favored Kitchener 13-7 for a game total of 40-22. Saginaw, the only power play goal here this evening. 1 for 3 on the power play, and they scored the one in the third period just after things evened up after the power play. And that is one of our goals in the third period. Carson Harmer, his third of the season, assisted by James Go and Nick Sema. Tanner Lamb on the empty net as well with 3 minutes remaining. That's all for this game anyway. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scores brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Most of these have gone final. Looks like one going to the shootout, though. The Ottawa 67s 5-2 victory over the Erie Otters. That game in Erie. The Flint Firebirds, after a huge second period, they emerged victorious 9-3 over the North Bay Battalion. A 4-goal night for Alex Kostov for the Flint Firebirds. Saginaw will take on North Bay tomorrow at home. The Kingston Frontenacs looking to make up a 1-goal deficit. There's 3 minutes remaining. London took the lead about halfway through the third period. Brady Wasselin, both goals for the London Knights. It's 2-1 right now. Despite a goal with only 6 seconds remaining from the Oshawa Generals, they fall to the Brantford Bulldogs 5-4 in Oshawa. A 4-4 game between the Brampton Steelheads and the Sarnia Sting. This one's going to the shootout after the Sting tie things up with just a few minutes remaining in the third period. A 6-3 win for the Barrie Colts over the Sudbury Wolves, and a 4-2 win for the Guelph Storm over the Sioux Greyhounds. In Detroit right now, the Red Wings down 4-1 against the New York Rangers with about 7 minutes remaining in the third period. That's all we've got for you here in the studio. Sending you back now to the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth and Dylan Clark for our Applebee's 3 stars of the game.
Thanks, Jonathan. Looked to be a turning point in the third period there with that Carson Harmer goal. Again, his third of the season snaps a 5-game goal-scoring drought for Saginaw's third-round pick in 2023. If they want to turn things around here and get back in the win column, they'll need him and Jacob Kluche and Dimas Jilkin on that second line to be big parts of it. But he does break through, does find the back of the net, and he's our third star of the game. Again, 3 stars brought to you by Applebee's with a goal in this contest. Jakub Chromiak voted the second star in tonight's game for the Kitchener Rangers with a helper, and he was +2. And, yeah, he did have his fingerprints all over this from the back end, especially in the second and third periods, moving the puck out, kind of setting the tone and the pace and keeping all things calm back there for Kitchener. Tanner Lamb, first star of the game, goal, 2 assists, +2 in the game. Goaltenders in this contest, Stefan Shurigan finishes with 35 saves on 39 shots. Christian Kirsch with 20 out of 22, but our 3 stars of this game brought to you by Applebee's. The road ahead here for Saginaw, brought to you by Applied Innovation. They're back home tomorrow night, 7:05 puck drop against the North Bay Battalion. Again, it is Era's night, brought to you by U of M Flint. 5:30 in the Jolt Celebration Club. Kanan Wren will be doing her Taylor Swift experience, and Saginaw gets underway against the North Bay Battalion at 7:05. And Jonathan said it was a difficult night for them in Flint, so they're going to be a motivated group coming to the Dow Event Center tomorrow night. Then it's on the road. Barrie on November the 13th, Sudbury on Saturday the 15th of November, and North Bay again on the road this time on Sunday, November the 16th. Saginaw gets one of its longer Eastern Conference swings out of the way coming up soon. That's a trip you want to do before the snow hits the ground. Good schedule for Saginaw, Barrie, Sudbury, North Bay here in the middle of November. 5-2 Saginaw falls to the Kitchener Rangers. The Spirit now 6-7, 3-2 here in the 18-game mark of the season. The Rangers improved to 12-32-0 on the season. They're bidding for the Memorial Cup. They got to be one of the top teams in the West, and they are. That's for sure. For Jonathan and all the work that he does back in the studio, special thanks to him, and thanks to all of you for tuning into this one. My name's Dylan Clark. Thanks for being with us tonight, everybody. Good night, Saginaw, and we'll talk to you tomorrow against North Bay.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.